Paddock. My name is Joe. This is the Watchalong for Manchester United against Norwich City, they're called. That sounds better in my headphones. Thank you for that, Cam. I'm joined today by two great people, to be honest. I'm joined by Jordan. How are you?
Stop flirting with me. I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good. And I'm joined by Angelina. How are you doing?
All good, thank you.
Good stuff, good stuff. It still sounds a bit echoey and weird, so if you can monitor that, Cam, that'd be interesting and exciting. We're slightly late today. That's because this chair is still warm from Glenn Hoddle's buttocks. And he's been, doing an interview with someone other than me, so that's why we're slightly late. No prediction vids today. Unfortunately not, sorry, because of the nature of us being late, because of the fact we're already, 20 minutes after where we wanted to be, we just thought we'd get straight in there. Sorry about that. We'll be prediction videos back next week. If you want to send your predictions in, send them into paddockmatchday@gmail.com as always. Should we get the team up? We've got the team. If we can get the team going, that'd be excellent. Let's get the team up. The team has been announced. There we go. Is that right? I think David De Gea should be in that team.
That's last week.
That's not this week's team.
I was going to say, don't tell me that Matic
that was the one from midweek.
Again.
That in this team. There we go.
Hey.
Back in the bay. Right, we've got De Gea in net. Dalot, Lindelof, Maguire, Tellez. We've got Fred and McTominay, Fernandes and Sancho, and then Rashford and Ronaldo up front. An unchanged team again for Manchester United. What are your thoughts on that, Ange? Straight out the blocks.
I think looking at the fullbacks, because obviously when we were watching the Young Boys game, I know that Wan-Bissaka is seemingly injured after he went off. Luke Shaw has not regained his place, which I find quite interesting. But yeah, no, I like the fact that it's not changed. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess.
Yeah, what do you think, Jordan?
I don't think I'm surprised because, we played quite well, especially in that first half hour against Palace. The way we played, we basically dominated him. And I think if he was going to change anything, especially for this game, if you compare it to Thursday, when the whole team changed, everybody was rotated for Thursday. Yeah. He definitely had this game in mind, knowing that he's going to play the exact same team, try and get the continuity there, carry on from the clean sheet that we had, which I think was the first one in 20-odd games or something. It was absolutely crazy. Shaw, of course, he got an assist last time, but I think the way Tellez played against Palace, there was no way he was going to drop him for this game. And of course, we're going to see another masterclass from Fred. You've heard it here first because I said it last week and I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
Fred is going to dominate that Norwich midfield.
Absolutely.
But you never thought you'd hear me say that this season, did you?
No. And I can hear myself 20 times louder than everyone else. So if you sort that out, Cam.
It's a little bit loud.
That's ridiculous. I'm 1,000 times louder than everyone else. Still too loud. I can't even talk. Let me put my mic there so we get that sorted out. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Thank you for that. And I like that we've got this unchanged team. I like that. This is mental.
Just feels less chaotic.
It does.
Really.
Yeah, you talk for a minute. What do you think to the fact that we haven't changed the team?
I think, like I say, if it's not broke, then why try and fix it? And also, like you just made that good point of he had this game in mind, and there's a reason why you put out a team that we would never have been able to have picked in a million years, in the week, because he obviously wanted this team to play, and it makes total sense. I think, like you say, kind of saw it coming in that way.
Yeah, and I like it. I do think this team is good. I think there's a lot of good options sort of whenever you're on the ball. The Fred and McTominay thing is always going to be there. There's always going to be a question mark there, I think. Yeah. Just because we have seen him have bad games. We have seen him have multiple bad games for United. But I just think, Fred was excellent the other day, and McTominay offers something that no one else offers, whether we like it or not. Yeah. He is more physical, just strength and size-wise. He's better in the air. He's more willing to track back. He's more defensive-minded, just naturally, even though you can argue, Van der Beek got a lot of tackles in the other day, but McTominay's a more defensive player than Van der Beek. And
do we argue that he complements Fred a little bit? Because he's a bit small as well.
I think he must do because this has been such a sort of not necessarily successful but consistent partnership.
Yeah.
At some point you have to say multiple managers think this is the best option we have. Maybe it is the best option we have, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
We haven't really got a choice at this moment in time, have we? And I think Ollie used them so many times, and yes, it's always going to cause debate, the McFred midfield, because you question whether Matic will do better. But if Matic comes in, do you play two left footers in the centre of the park? Because for some people, that's sort of a bit awkward, You don't like. It's fine having two right footers, but two left footers in the middle of the park is a little bit difficult. Whenever Fred's not in the midfield, I've noticed a lot of United fans almost sit there and question why we haven't got any legs in midfield, why we're not running, why we're sort of half a yard behind. But they don't realise that because Fred's in that middle. He's almost a B-Tech Kante for us, especially because he's the one with the legs. He's the energy. He brings the tackles. Just so happens that his passing range is not very good, is it?
No, and I think the one thing you could say maybe with McTominay there as well is you look at how Chelsea do it, and when Kante's he's been injured quite a lot recently, I know, but it's actually Jorginho that plays the deepest for Chelsea. Yeah. He's the one that sort of sits in front of the defence, how sort of Carrick used to for United. To a certain extent, how Scholes used to. He was, back toward the end of his career, played very deep and would sort of pick the ball up off the defenders and take it out to the midfield. McTominay doesn't do that particularly well. I could maybe see an argument for someone like maybe Pogba or even Donny receiving the ball off the defender, and then you have Fred doing that Kante role, which is actually... Obviously, he's defensive-minded because his best attributes are tackling and interceptions, but he doesn't actually sit that deep compared, to Jorginho. So you could maybe have Fred as that sort of number 8 who's just a disruptor, and then someone who's much better on the ball, maybe Pogba when he comes back, maybe Matic, or maybe a new signing in there. And I think that could work really well and get the best out of Fred, because I think Fred's at his worst when he's on the ball. And when he has to pick the ball up from the defence and give it to the wingers or to the more attacking midfielders, that's when he gives the ball away. And if he doesn't have to do that as often, he might work really well.
We weren't saying that last week though, were they?
Who wasn't?
When Fred put that absolute beamsman top bins, we weren't saying that last week, were we?
He's not very good on the ball.
You should have seen our
He was only on the ball for about a quarter of a second there, so that doesn't count. We've got a super chat from Jason. He said, will Heaton or Hendo be back up right back if Dalot gets injured or sub? I don't think so, no. We do have 2 goalkeepers on the bench and no right backs, but I assume that's because Wan-Bissaka's injured.
I've got a question.
All right.
We don't see Anthony Martial on that bench. Of course, all the reports that came out yesterday from very good sources, Sky Sports, Fabrizio, saying he wants to leave the club. Right. Are you surprised by that, Joe?
There's the question. I was thinking, where's this question
coming?
I've got a question. Martial ain't on the bench. I was like, that ain't a question. No, I'm not surprised. I think he's one of them. He's one of those ones who maybe could have sort of defied expectations. But my instinct on Anthony Martial is he doesn't like working that hard. And Rangnick will insist that you do.
Yeah.
So there's an immediate issue that needs to be resolved there. And I was hopeful that he could resolve it. He could maybe change his style slightly. But if the rumour is he wants to leave, then...
And what a coincidence in that, Ralph's just arrived. Everybody has said there's going to be a few players that have a little bit of a shock, perhaps. And then a few days later, he's like, yeah, I'm leaving. I'm done.
Yeah. I was literally about to say that. He's had 2 gegenpressing sessions and gone,
and he's like, I'm good with this. Yeah, it's one of those situations where... it ain't going to get better.
No.
It's been, how long has this been going on, waiting to see his full potential, and then you see it, and then it disappears for a season, and then it rocks up again, and it's just so frustrating, because I believe there is talent there, but I think what you say, he doesn't want to put in a certain amount of work, and not to be, I know that he comes under, a lot of scrutiny for certain things, but I think that is... Yeah. It's evident on the pitch, so...
Yeah, I agree. And speaking of players who have been... will he, won't he, for a while. Paul Pogba has been, obviously, that question mark's been over his head for most of the time he's been at United. Does he want to leave? Does he want to stay? Will Raiola ever shut the fuck up? Who knows? But Rangnick's been questioned about him. I think we should talk about this and get your thoughts in the comments as well. Rangnick talking about how players are injured, the current state of Paul Pogba, whether he should be training in Manchester. This is what he said. Rangnick said, my former clubs were always trying to make sure rehab should take place in the club itself. This is in response to the fact that Paul Pogba is currently rehabbing in Dubai, which also happens to be the place where millionaires like to go on holiday. Now, I'm not saying he's just going on holiday and he's not rehabbing, but, it's like, I'll rehab down the pub. Anyway, there's a bloke in there who's got a stretchy band and 8 pints. Again, I'm not saying that he's doing that, but he's not rehabbing in I don't know, Milton Keynes.
Stretford.
Because that's where the best rehab centre is. And then he goes on to say, as far as I can tell, the medical department is really, really good with many different approaches towards rehab. I would not want players to do their rehab abroad or anywhere else, but the decision on Paul was taken before I came. So he's not like he's not talking abstractly here. He's talking specifically about Paul Pogba. He says, in the future, and I've already spoken to the medical department, I want players with injuries, and hopefully we don't get long-term injuries, but if we have them in the future, I want them to stay here. I like that personally.
Me too.
I like that. He also went on to say, talking about Paul Pogba, he said, I wouldn't say he's not worth keeping, but of course, players have to want to stay and play for the club. and a big club like Manchester United, if a player does not want to play for a club like Man United, medium or long term, I don't think it makes sense to convince them to change his mind. This is such a massive club.
The best response, yeah.
Such a massive club with such fantastic support from the supporters. I don't think anyone in the club should try to convince a player to stay. Let's have him come back, get fully fit, train with the team, and see where we stand. So starting on the injury thing, staying in Manchester, staying with the team, do you agree with that? Or in your eyes, it don't matter where someone rehabs?
No, I agree with that because maybe, you know, if I was a footballer with all that money and I would have a different opinion, but I guess just being like an average Joe, you think, well, hang on, you're being...
an average, can we go at least go with average and?
I didn't even think of that. Sorry, being an average and that I am, you kind of didn't even think of that then.
It's worse than you can be than an average Joe, you know?
You could be an average and. So... But you just kind of think, you're getting paid X amount of money a week. You should be there doing what you're supposed to do. How are they checking in on him? Like, over a video call? Like, oh, how's that injury doing, mate? Yeah, just send us a report. Like, how does the communication work? All of that type of stuff. And I guess from the outside looking in, it looks a little bit more dedicated. If, you know, you saw him, you know, rehabbing with like when it was snowing the other week in Manchester or something, you'd get more of a feel of, you know what, good lad, he's slogging away, working hard. And for me personally, I agree, I would like to see people stay because surely, like I say, how do you communicate? How do you work on your progress? All that different stuff. I know he's probably got, you know, a lot of money and a lot of people helping him and all that type of thing, but I think it just opens you up to like criticism as well, and I just don't get what the issue is of just staying in Manchester.
Yeah, what do you think, Jordan? And obviously, Rangnick, that's assuming that, you know, it's hard to know necessarily what power he has, isn't it? Because obviously he has the assumed power of the manager, but at the same time,
we know it's temporary.
It's temporary, and his next step, will it be? Is he powerful enough to say you're staying here when you're injured?
I think absolutely, because I don't think that his sort of power should be undermined just because of the fact he knows that he's leaving at the end of the season. He is the manager, right? He's the manager of Manchester United, whether it be till the end of the season or even if he gets, there's all talk about him, he could potentially even go further. It's very unlikely, but he could do. He is, be all end all, black and white, the manager of Manchester United. He makes the decisions.
That.
Exactly. Doesn't matter if he's here for 6 months or 6 years, it doesn't matter.
No.
He makes the footballing decisions for the football club, and the football club chose him to do it. So as much as Paul Pogba has now gone over to Dubai, or he's been there for quite a while, and he would have gone over there. Did he go over there when Ollie was still in charge, or has he gone recently? I don't know the specifics, but
I don't know when his flight was.
He was very careful keeping it quiet on social media as to when he actually rocked up, I think.
Yeah. All of a sudden, there's the location tags on Insta and thing. And yeah, fair enough. He's gone over there. It's one whether he's probably going to be better for him and his body to train in better conditions, but the manager's decisions have to be respected. He's going to be the guy who could potentially be bringing players to the club in January.
Yeah.
Because there's talk about him having almost £100 million war chest or whatever. He could bring players to the football club, and they're not temporary decisions. That's going to finish at the end of the season when he does as well.
No, that's true.
You know, and look, Ralph is not an average Joe, is he? Right. He's a man,
and he's not an average Ralph.
No, he's not. He's a very, very good-looking Ralph, I'll give him that.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's not where we were going with that, but fantastic.
No, yeah.
My question on that then is, and this isn't my opinion, but just as a sort of a rebuttal and a thought on that, is it one thing saying to, you know, sort of young lads at RB Leipzig who aren't world names, who aren't, you know, 2 million followers on Instagram, I know that shouldn't matter, but who aren't on 300 grand a week, is it one thing saying to them, you stay and train with us, you stay here when you're injured, you do it this way? Is it then a different matter saying to someone like Paul Pogba, or not just Pogba, because obviously, you know, he's not the only one who's done this in the past.
But if Ronaldo got injured, God forbid, and decided to go to Madeira,
is it a different matter maybe saying it to one of the biggest stars in the world? Here's what you do when you're injured. Do you think this is going to encounter some pushback a little bit here? Because obviously it's just human beings, and it's just if it's the right way to rehab, it's the right way to rehab. But it's not the same as saying it to a 20-year-old Naby Keita, saying it to a 28-year-old Paul Pogba, is it?
No, it's not the same. But I think the disadvantage he has in the situation is that when he's come to the club, Pogba has been injured already, and he's been doing his rehab prior to Ralph even being appointed. He's not even met him in person. He's had a couple of phone calls on WhatsApp, as he said in his press conference yesterday. And that's not going to help his personal relationship with Pogba, is it? Because he's not been able to sit down and have a genuine conversation with him. Because Pogba could be saying, "Oh yeah, my my hamstring's still a little bit tight. I'll be back in about 3 weeks. And he sat there with his feet up and his feet. I'm not saying he is doing, but
he doesn't know. There's an element of unknown, isn't there?
That communication problem is there from the start, and that's putting Ralph at a disadvantage. But I think another conversation is whether Paul's going to even fit into this system, because it's going to take him 2 weeks to get back fully fit. From now, then he's got to get up to speed of what Ralph wants from him in whatever position he's going to play, because he's played on the left for us last season a lot of the time. He's played as a 6, he's played as an 8, he's even played as a 10. Where's he going to fit? Because there's no sort of middle 10 role. Bruno's been ushered to the left and the right in almost a free role.
We know Pogba can play off the left. We did that quite well at the start of the season. Just to push on from that, I suppose, especially when a new manager's in, if you're Ralph Rangnick and Pogba's rehabbing at Carrington or certainly in Manchester, these video training sessions that is so important to Rangnick to get the system in play, that's clearly harder to teach someone who is 3,000 miles away in Dubai, isn't it? That goes without saying, doesn't it? Like, it would be better for his learning of Rangnick's style to be in the, say, classroom, but the video room.
And that's where you do kind of question people's commitment to the club, because fair enough, there could be reasons to go into a lovely warm country. People say even just for the average people, being in the sun makes everyone feel better, doesn't it? I'm sure there are benefits to it, but I think people would have had a lot more respect for. He's already been there however long. If we've seen him come back, now that there's a new manager, why couldn't you have come back, continued your rehab, been involved a little bit more, and shown that you're able and willing to be a part of this new 6-month chapter? But it definitely puts a lot of issues there, so I can imagine it's quite frustrating. And for me, like, I've spoken about the Paul Pogba situation so many different times, and I think it's just nice to hear a very honest response from Ralph, in that, not necessarily talking about Pogba, but just anybody. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. Like, I'd rather just be straight, and I think that kind of, I hate that whole, pandering to be like, what can we do to keep you? Yeah, somebody might be talented, but if the heart's not in it, why do you want them wearing a shirt?
And it's not like we've got Pele at like Gillingham, is it? It's like, he's a very good player, one of the most well-renowned players in the world. We are one of, if not the biggest and most well-renowned club in the world, who pays, if not the biggest, certainly one of the most money in the world. Maybe you could say his chances of winning trophies here aren't quite as high as they would be at maybe PSG or Real Madrid or somewhere, but it's fractional margins in terms of his quality and United's size. He's not bigger than Man United, and I think we can all agree, if a player doesn't want to play for a club like Man United, medium or long term, I don't think it makes sense to convince him to change his mind. Rangnick saying that, I think pretty much every United fan can agree with that immediately.
And I think every fan will be smiling seeing that, because that's what you want to hear.
Basically, if you don't want to be here, fuck off.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's all about, really, isn't it?
That's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
you're not doing us a favour by being here.
We're not going. The club's not going to fall if a player leaves it. We survived after Ronaldo. We survived after Cantona. All these things.
Yeah.
It's not about us sort of begging the player to stay, as you mentioned before. We're not going to sit here and be like, what do we need to give you to make sure you want to stay with us? Because at the end of the day, he's probably been closer to playing less games than he has done with injuries that he's all had. And it's not the first time he's had a long-term injury. He knows how to deal with it. He can deal with it in Carrington. So, as you said before, why didn't he just come back? And I've shown that almost respect to the new manager, saying, look, I know I'm injured, but I wanted to come here and say, hello, I want to shake your hand, I wanted to hear your thoughts on where you're going to take us over the next 6 months. Whether he sees himself at the club for the next 6 months or not, he's in the contract, he's still a Manchester United player. Look, we could talk about Pogba and contracts and whatever, for literally the whole time that we're on the watch-along.
But there are better things to be talking about. For instance, let's talk about those two on the screen there, Dalot and Tellez. Wan-Bissaka looked like he is either injured or not quite ready to play today. He's not on the bench. Questions of a knee injury and a wrist injury, apparently.
He got stretchered off, didn't he, at the end of the game?
Yeah, when he clashed into the
dramatic,
advertisement. It was very dramatic.
And Luke Shaw is on the bench there, only played his first game back after his concussion on Wednesday night, which is obviously, maybe why he's playing or maybe why he's not playing. Do you think a current Alex Tellez, current Diogo Dalot are going to be dropped for those two, Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, Ange?
I am of the opinion, normally, in that if players are, ticking every box and doing well, just because we're used to them being like the second in command, why should they not? Because otherwise, if I'm Dalot, and I'm thinking, right, I've done everything that they've asked me to do.
Yeah.
I've been playing these games, I'm hitting all the right notes here, but then just because Wan-Bissaka's back and is fit, I get demoted. Like, what's the point of me even trying? Do you know what I mean? I can imagine it would feel very demotivating. And if something's working, why mess with it? Like, if they're doing what they need to do and they are creating what we need to be created, then let them play. In my opinion, why have we got them there otherwise? You know.
Yeah, I agree. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't like to see Dalot dropped as soon as Wan-Bissaka's fit. I wouldn't like to see Telles dropped as soon as Shaw's fit, because Dalot...
What kind of message does it send?
Exactly. And Shaw, Dalot actually was put in for Aaron Wan-Bissaka whilst he was fit. You know, there was calls from a lot of Manchester United fans saying they wanted to see Wan-Bissaka dropped, just because he's dropped a few clangers over the past few weeks. You know, his performances hasn't been great in the final third, in our third, defending, which is, you know, the one real thing that he's strong at. You know, he's 1v1, he's arguably the best in Europe, probably the best in the world, 1v1, but positioning, his ability going forward, as like a fullback now, the modern fullback has to be arguably better going forward as they do defending, because they're such a threat. You've seen, especially under Ralph's sort of the way that he operates, and we've seen in the last two games, the fullbacks are so heavily involved in the attack, almost like how Pep Guardiola's were when he used to have Zabaleta or Cancelo tucking into like a sort of defensive midfield role to get onto the ball. But whether I see Luke Shaw getting back into the front of Alex Telles, I think Alex Telles has been consistent, but Shaw got an assist the other night, and it was a cracking goal with him and Mason Greenwood, wasn't it? I think there's more favour for Shaw to get back into the team, despite Telles playing well, over Wan-Bissaka getting back into the team with Dalot playing well, because I think if Dalot continues the way he does in the next 3 or 4 games, it's a very, very troubling time for Wan-Bissaka at the club. I
agree. I think that the stuff that we've seen Dalot do on the right-hand side are some of those things are things that we've never seen Wan-Bissaka do. So, you know, I think Wan-Bissaka, as I've said before on Watchalongs, I think his actual crossing, you know, the ball is on the ground, I'm going to put it in the box, is actually decent. But his build-up play is, you know, subpar for a Premier League standard fullback. Whereas Dalot's, his crossing's very, you know, pretty good. His build-up play is pretty good. Defensively, one-on-one, nowhere near as good as Wan-Bissaka. But I don't know if Wan-Bissaka's build-up play, 1-2 touch passing, is ever going to be as good as Dalot's is. And maybe Dalot's not good enough either. But I think for Rangnick's style, I can see why it would be difficult for Wan-Bissaka to get back into the team. The thing with Shaw, on the other hand, is I don't think I've seen Telles do anything this season that we didn't see Shaw do last year, and maybe even to a high degree. It's just whether he can get back there. Because Shaw was so much worse than he was last year so far this season. But I don't see things from Telles where I go, fucking hell, Luke Shaw's never done that. Whereas on the other side, I go, Wan-Bissaka's never done that. Wan-Bissaka can't play those 1-2s. That left-footed pass that Dalot played, was it to Sancho the other week? You know, in the build-up to the goal. I haven't seen Wan-Bissaka prove himself to be capable of doing that. So I definitely think there's more of a question on that side. But if Shaw can get back to his form from last season, I think he is probably still better than Telles. It's just whether he wants to, because, you know, a lot of people in the comments, Sweaty Alex, saying Shaw's position is awful, he's limited going forward, too predictable and can't cross the ball. I think he can cross the ball. I think that's unfair. We've seen him cross the ball a lot and get a lot of assists for England.
You see a lot of his goals, a lot of his assists have been from excellent balls from the left-hand side. So his crossing ability is never going to be in doubt. It's, as you say, we've not really saw Telles do anything and go, bloody hell, that's new.
Telles is good, but and maybe he is slightly better at crossing than Shaw, or his dead ball delivery and shooting from long range is better than Shaw's. I couldn't, agree with that, but I don't think he's like such a yin yang the way that Wan-Bissaka and Dalot are. And I think that's the slight difference. I hope Shaw can get back to where he was, because last season there was genuine talks about Shaw being as good as anyone in the world at left back, or right up there in terms of, certainly in England. I'm not going to say was he better, did he have a better season than Teo Hernandez or whatever, I don't know, but
across Europe though, definitely was in conversations.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go through the team once again then. I know obviously it's on the screen there, but let's walk us through it. It's De Gea, Dalot, as we mentioned there, Lindelof and Maguire, who I want to get to in just a second, Telles as well. Then we've got Freddie McTominay, Fernandes on the left in that sort of left wide 10 position. It's not a winger, it's not a number 10, it's somewhere in the middle. You've got Sancho on the right in the equivalent position, and then Ronaldo and Rashford up front again. The same team we saw last week. I think it's the same personnel we saw the week before as well against Chelsea, wasn't it? I think it's 3 unchanged teams in a row now for United. Speaking of unchanged, and you mentioned before, Ange, about if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Varane is obviously world-renowned, one of the best centre-backs in the world, one of the most successful defenders ever, and he's only 28 years old. Back in training fully this week, seemingly will be fit again in the next week or so. But Victor Lindelof's been excellent, and I think Harry Maguire in the last 2 or 3 games is finding his form again. Does Varane automatically come back in for you just because he's such a high pedigree, or do you go, well, we got a clean sheet the other day, if we get another one today, what do you do with that situation? Because there's 3 players who are all playing pretty well at the moment.
That's a tough one because I am such a big Varane
Me
fan.
too.
So the idea that you wouldn't see him, and I guess this is when you have these conversations about these types of players that are they've got that star quality, and you couldn't imagine not playing them. But if I'm sticking to my guns of what I've said,
which I don't mind if you don't. I always say this thing. There's nothing wrong with being a hypocrite.
Yeah. I mean, the hypocritical side of me is it's Raphael Varane. You would like to think, and no shade to Lindelof, but you would imagine that Varane has been brought in to pair up alongside Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Those are your 2 centre-backs. So they need more game time together. They need to be working more together. So in a long-term sense, would it be better to have Varane in? Because those 2 need to get to work.
Yeah.
But then, if I'm not being hypocritical, if they are doing well, then why rock the boat? But I will be a hypocrite in that my final answer would be, we need to bring Varane in. Just for that idea of, I think that we need to see Maguire and Varane working more together.
But it would be Lindelof that you dropped for Varane?
I think so, yes.
What about you, Jordan? What's your thoughts on the whole situation?
I'm less shameless when it comes... I'm actually more shameless when it comes to admitting that, does Varane get straight into that team? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Purely because of the fact that last year we were all complaining about, Victor Lindelof had a good couple of games or whatever, and then he'd be pants for 5 games. Same with Maguire, because I genuinely do not rate Maguire as high as almost sort of the majority of Manchester United fans or the country even do.
Right.
I think Varane walks straight into that side, and you've got to be ruthless. But we've signed him for a reason.
Definitely.
I'm still in almost disbelief that we even signed him, because
Same.
he only played 3 games or something like that. This guy there's talk about him being a Rolls Royce of a centre half.
He's a machine.
His problem is just his injury record. He is susceptible to injuries, but you keep him fit after every game he plays. You wrap him in bubble wrap. You keep him warm and whatever.
I hope it's actual bubble wrap.
Me too.
That's saying.
Suit.
You think that's saying, don't you? Do you reckon they actually get back into character and they go, right, come on then, Raf, come here, lad, right? You see popping everywhere, all that. But he has to play in that side. If he's fit, he has to play, simple as. And it is right now, it's probably Lindelof who does suffer in the starting 11.
Yeah.
But I would like to see Maguire dropped for Varane.
So have it like Varane and Lindelof.
I'd love to see a Varane and Lindelof partnership just to see how it plays, because there's all this talk about how Maguire and Varane would be the perfect partnership. Maguire brings the ball forward. He's that slower, almost like he's just the powerhouse of a centre half. He'll put his head wherever he wants to. Varane's sort of like almost the Rio of that partnership, where he'll calm it down. He'll play the balls nicely and neatly when he has to, but he's got the pace to get him behind if a ball goes over the top. But I just think Maguire, if he wasn't the captain of the club, he'd be dropped.
The thing I
think that's my personal view.
Say
if he
that,
wasn't
though,
the captain, he'd be dropped.
Ollie got to the point where he just wasn't dropping anyone, was he? Like Shaw should have been dropped, he wasn't. McTominay should have been dropped, he wasn't. Maybe even Rashford should have been dropped, and he wasn't. I think the problem with Maguire is the time he should have been dropped was a month ago. I think he was good against Chelsea. He was good against Crystal Palace. He was good against Villarreal. Like, he's actually been good in the last 3 or 4 games. So I think the time to drop him is almost past. I mean, obviously, if he has a shit game today, then that can change. But if you're looking at where we're standing right now, he is the captain, whether we like it or not, and that makes him harder to drop because there's a political aspect to it if you do decide to drop him. The thing is, Lindelof's also been very good. And when I think he got questioned, I don't know if it was a Sky interview that he did yesterday, Ralph Rangnick, but he was asked, what are the sort of some of the moments where you look at what's happened at United so far under your management, and you would say, that is perfect, that's what I wanted. One of the ones he listed was the build-up for the Fred goal. The other one, though, was a Victor Lindelof tackle, and then he followed it up with a second tackle. And he said, that's perfect, that's exactly what I want to see. So then you think, well, is he going to drop Lindelof? Like, he's got a decent question on his hands because, as we've seen with Chelsea, they've got Christensen, they've got Rudiger, they've got Azpilicueta often on the bench, they've got Thiago Silva as well. And 3 of these 5 will play any given game. But they're quite happy to drop one here, drop one there, and they all look quite good in those positions because their system is so good. So it's just it's going to be an interesting one because I think it'd be unfair on Lindelof, but he's the easiest and most droppable of the three, isn't he? So it's very difficult. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Maguire pushing forward and passing is very underrated. I agree with that.
Yeah,
G Jones, like the amount of times he's got the ball sort of 35 yards out and he's stitching play together. And I think it's weird because he's a big, bulky English centre back. You assume he's good in the air and shit on the ball, but he's actually very good on the ball. And I think maybe his long range passing isn't as good as Lindelof's, but in terms of dribbling and bringing the ball out, I think he's one of the most comfortable in the league, which I think is why City wanted him when United tried to sign him.
Yeah.
See, the weird thing is, I don't know if it's the same for you two, but whenever I see us playing out from the back, I'm always on edge in a really bad way because I just seem to think something's going to happen where they mess up. Like Maguire against Leicester.
That's just PTSD, I think.
Maguire against Leicester. The same thing happened where he just dollied on the ball. He took too long to make a decision and then they nicked the ball off him and they scored. I just cannot help, even with all of our centre halves in, that a mistake's going to be made if we're playing in from the back, and it's less. I worry less when Delow's there and Telles is there because I feel like on the ball they're arguably better than Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. Certainly Wan-Bissaka, with the argument with Shaw and Telles can be had another time. But I just don't. I like that we're trying it, but I just don't think we have the personnel to do it. Varane, I think, is fine. Yeah, and they're good. They're both good ball-playing centre halves, Maguire and Lindelof. But I just cannot help, and it might be PTSD. It might just be me not being comfortable with them on the ball. I cannot sit comfortably and watch us play out from the back because I just think the connections between defence and midfield is McFred. Fred struggles to pass on the ball. McTominay is a bit more composed and he's got a bit of better passing range, but you can't just be relying on one guy to sort of connect defence and attack again. And I just think it stresses me. It really stresses me playing out from the back.
I see that, and I think a lot of playing out from the back is system and where players are and where they go to make space and how the players stretch the pitch and how you play out. And it feels like there wasn't quite enough guidance in some of that under Solskjaer. I think that was his biggest issue generally, wasn't it? That the finer details of systems weren't quite there. So maybe Fred and McTominay will be capable of doing that if they are a bit more well drilled. You know, they know where they're meant to be stood. We know where that second option is. You know, Sancho and Bruno in behind them. We'll obviously have to wait and see. There we go. Jay Hunt says we don't need Maguire stitching play together at the other end. We need him solid, switched on, commanding, and still to see any of this from Slabhead. Well, that's true, but you do also need the other half. That's the thing. You can say that you need him doing that, which we do, but he is good at stitching the play together, and in this system, he will need to do some of that. Baden says Shaw was actually the only player who got us out of the back previously. Yeah, he was one of the key sort of passing outlets for not just Maguire or Fred, but him into Rashford as well was a huge one of our ways that we would play out from the back. But hopefully we can have a bit more of a balanced attack now we've got Dallo in the team as well. Let's have a little score prediction then, and also like the video if you are watching, please. Let's see if we get to 1,000 likes. We've got over 3,000 people watching. We've only got 300 likes. Come on, let's get 1,000 likes. Click like if you haven't already. Jordan, score prediction, please. Against
3-0.
Norwich.
3-0.
Yeah.
3-0 Manchester United. I think we're gonna. I think we'll shut them out. I just think we're more solid than what we were under Solskjaer in the last two games. I know we conceded against Young Boys, but it was a completely different team.
Yeah.
We were quite solid against Palace, apart from that one chance that Ayew got, which he should have scored, and he just messed that up.
Yeah.
Scorers, I'm gonna say Sancho's gonna get one, Ronnie's gonna get one,
Yes.
and Marcus Rashford is gonna get some form, and he's gonna bag.
Lovely stuff. Ange?
On paper, it should be an easy game. I guess before, when Ollie was in charge, had I have seen this game, I would have been panicking like this is the type of situation that we are going to mess up and it's going to go wrong. But I'm going to keep the positivity train going, and I will go for a 2-0 win because I really would like us to get like a clean sheet. I would be very happy with that. And kind of similar in that I would like Sancho to get one because I think for him to get another goal under his belt would be good, and I think Ronaldo will score one.
Lovely stuff.
What about you, Joe?
I think that we'll win, and I think it will. The clean sheet thing is big. He keeps talking about that, doesn't he? So not that means just because he says it doesn't mean we're going to get one, but I'm hopeful that we will be able to. So we can pass that down.
Thank you.
Please, thank you for that, for a glass of water there. I'm going to go 3-0 as well. Thank you very much.
Scorers?
I think Ronaldo will get one. It's got some nice bits in it. I think Ronaldo will get one. I think that Rashford will get one as well. I think Bruno will score. He's not been scoring as much recently, has he?
He hasn't, but there is a question.
Scum.
I hope we're talking about the war and not Bruno Fernandes. But
I am. Thank you very much.
The fluidity of this formation we've got quickly before we start.
Go on then, fluidity.
It's like
We've got 5 minutes,
yeah, it's like, and it's really good to see. I think almost Bruno and Sancho. They just every 5 minutes they're swapping.
Yeah.
And what else we saw is how close Fred and McTominay are playing together in the middle of the park. That we saw in that. I know it was only one game against Palace, but we saw them so tight together when they were in midfield. And if you compare it to sort of previous games, the distance between them when we're getting counter attacked or if we're trying to build up, it's massive. And what do you think he's actually said to him like in training, where he sat there and gone, you two hold hands in midfield and just watch how solid you become.
Hands. Yeah, he said everyone hold hands. We'll make a big 11-man circle, and then we'll spin round it like a Beyblade with the ball in the middle. That's what we'll do. Good luck tackling that, you big twats. People asking where Housen is. He's going to be on at half time. So no more questions. That's where he'll be. He'll be coming in. He'll be joining us at half time for the second half. It's going to be excellent.
Half time with Housen.
Half time
There's your title.
Housen.
There's your title.
Yes, that is your title. Before we kick off then, for anyone who doesn't know, we do have a membership option on this channel where you can help out the channel. We'll also be giving gifts to our members. We've got a big giveaway.
Where's the snow? Where's the snow? Is it snowing in here?
Come on, give us some snow, Colin.
Is it snowing in here?
It takes 2 seconds.
It's a bit
normally.
cold. Can you feel that? It's a bit cold. It's a bit
Normally,
chilly. The snow is coming. I can feel it. It is coming.
We're going to be giving away 12 gifts to our members for the 12 days of Christmas.
Oh, there it is.
We're giving away tours
Bloody
of
hell.
Old Trafford. We're giving away merch. We're giving away games. We're giving away a Manscaped perfect package. We're giving away all sorts of good stuff. We will be giving away a PlayStation 5 to one of our members, and all you have to do to be automatically entered in the prize draw is join the membership. Click the little join button. We should be getting in the comments as well that join button pinned in the comments. So click on there. If you can't see the join button on your phone or on your laptop, click that. Go through, join the channel, and we'll be giving away those prizes starting on the 26th of December. So get in early, and you will automatically be entered for all of those giveaways.
It's that easy. It's just
that
click.
easy.
It's a click. It's a click.
That easy.
You can win a PS5 with a click.
So you get those things. You also get extra videos, extra content. You get access to the members only Facebook group, and you get a discount on merch. So there's already members bonuses, and now you will get entered for all 12 of those gifts. Great stuff. PlayStation 5. You can't even find them in shops, man.
I still haven't got one. I might have to enter this competition still.
That could literally save someone's Christmas.
It could do. Oya Deli says, where is the link? I don't know where the link is. Hopefully we'll be getting it in there soon. There's people arguing behind the camera.
We will get the link.
I assume that's what they're arguing about. We'll be kicking off in 2.5 minutes. Very good, isn't it?
I hope it's the football and not us lot, because I would not have a problem with you.
One thing that I just saw then, as the players were walking through that very narrow tunnel, Ralph was there, like high-fiving them all as each one walked out, and that just looked really. That made me very happy.
Like a proud father,
proud teacher. Do you remember? Have you ever seen those videos on where it's like in America? It's like the teachers at the front of the school class. And every kid that comes in, they've got like their own like handshake.
Little like dance thing.
Oh, who's got time for that?
I love if Rangnick has a different handshake and dance for every student.
What would it be with Ronaldo? I wonder.
I think just with that.
Jazz hands.
Do that one there. You go like that and then
to shake. Yeah. The link is in the comments. If you want to join and become a member, be entered for all of those prizes. Click on the link there.
But Ralph wouldn't sue. There's not a chance that he'd sue. He'd be like, come on, it's me.
Someone said, "Where's Rio? We were promised Rio yesterday." That's not my fault you were promised Rio. That's people who are stupid who shouldn't have been promising things they couldn't deliver on. Stephen Housen. So there will be no Rio.
If you want to query about that, half time with Housen. He's coming.
Yeah, when Steve gets here at half time, we'll ask him where fucking Rio is then. Dickhead. Rebecca says, how many times do you think you've only come to see Ronaldo will be sang? I would guess at least half a dozen. You'd hope so,
what was the question?
How often do you think you've only come to see Ronaldo is going to get sang by United fans today? Surely a bit. Or come to see United.
Yeah, a few times, because it's so people you don't deep it until you actually think about it properly. This man is 36 years of age, and if you've not seen it already, go on the Stretford Paddock TikTok and you will see Arsenal players suing in training. It's mental. They're doing challenges between themselves, and individual players who play for Arsenal are suing. Aubameyang, the captain of the club, liked Ronaldo's post about how he scored a brace to sink him. He's absolutely mental.
He's a footballing just monolith, isn't he? He's as close to a sort of god as there gets in terms of sportsman. Like, was it 250 million followers on Instagram? He's not just a footballer. He's not just a United player. He's ascended all of that almost, hasn't he? But you know what? He's still not bigger than Man United, mate.
No, he's not. And he's not. We survived when he left, and we'll survive when he leaves this time. Although I do hope he stays until he's probably 40 years of age, and then takes a coaching role. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be lovely,
nice.
Wouldn't it? In an ideal world.
Imagine we score. He's just sat on the side like, ooh.
It is a phenomenon. It is a phenomenon. See people on TikTok doing it. It's become a real worldwide thing. I tell you what's good though. What you do realise, maybe it's just because I'm seeing English media on it, whereas I wasn't seeing Italian versions of it. It does feel as though the English-speaking world, including America, has now been reintroduced to a lot of Ronaldo-isms since he's come back. Like there is an extra element of now he's back at United, now he's back in the Premier League. There's like Americans on TikTok going, "What is Sue?" And you're like, that wasn't happening 2 years ago. So we've given him a little bit of face value as well.
A few extra coins in his pocket, I'm sure.
A few extra coins, of course.
He does need it, doesn't he? I mean, look at him. He's struggling now, isn't he?
Another 2 kids on the way. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, you can't buy happiness. You can't buy happiness. Do you think he's happy, Ronaldo? Bit deep, but do you think he is?
I'd like to think so.
I like to think
probably playing on a Saturday night against Norwich over there. Probably not as happy as he would be in Madeira with his feet up. However,
can he do it on a cold Saturday night in Norwich?
We will find out very shortly, won't we?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Kick-off is just moments away. And that's how he says it on Sky Sports.
Does he? Sanjeev says 3-0. Sven says 3-0 United. A lot of 3-0s. Dead Polar says 3-0 as well. I would say 3-0 is the most common scoreline being predicted, and we have kicked off. Manchester United shooting from right to left in a lovely red kit. Do you know what does my head in? And we're not doing it today, it's good. But do you know sometimes we'll play City, and they'll have their home kit on, and we'll have our away kit on.
It's like, when did blue and red clash?
There's no clash.
I was actually thinking about this when I put my shirt on today. I was thinking, are they going to play in the red? And I was like, surely they're not going to have an issue with that canary yellow.
I know, but it's
red.
all contractual kit.
It's not just yellow, it's canary yellow, isn't it?
It's a horrible
It's
yellow.
a horrible
It's a vile yellow.
Yeah.
It is. It's like, do you know when you go past those fields and just those like yellow field, what's it called?
Yeah.
It looks like cornbread that Delia's made, the owner of Norwich. It's probably where it's come from, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cornbread yellow.
It's that colour, isn't it? It's rapeseed
Yeah.
yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's got a greenish hue to it. It's actually, quite frankly, disgusting.
Yes.
It's horrible. Yeah,
It's
it is.
horrible.
There's no warmth
We have
to it.
decided.
Yes, despicable. Right, we've kicked off. United playing quite fast-paced, frantic football. There you go. Press him! Press him! Sorry, I get excited.
See, there were 5
was
guys
too
on one
easy.
in the middle then. They got away with it, but it's nice to see it.
It is nice to see.
It's nice to see it. We're forcing mistakes. I feel like I'm repeating myself.
I just get so I wake up in the middle of the night just screaming, press him. Push up! I love it. Such intensity. And it's good that every quote that Rangnick comes out with, you go, absolute sense. This man talks sense, doesn't it? And you go, yeah, I was going to say that. Just brilliant.
So everybody says, it's nice that someone's talking honest. He's being brutal.
Of course, I did. It's good to see a bit of, what's the word? I don't know, just, he's clearly supremely confident, isn't he, Rangnick?
Yeah.
And the way he speaks, you can't help but listen, and he's just beautiful, you know what I mean? And it's finally good to be optimistic again, isn't it, Jordan?
Yeah.
Well, I'd
put a
like to think
price on
I was optimistic when Ollie was in, but
It was getting
Not after
difficult, though.
it was a bit dire. It was
getting difficult. I was always trying to be optimistic as well, but there was a point when you had to just dead it because you couldn't do it anymore.
No. The Leicester game, you went, oh, that wasn't good. That was really not good. And then the Liverpool game was embarrassing. And then the City game was just completely like, we are miles off here. And I think around that time we sort of, I personally started to go, I can't see this turning around.
It was quite sad though, because I remember chatting to some of my mates who were City fans thinking, I don't know, I know we're a bit, would you a good performance? I'm thinking there's a chance we could do this here, and then it was probably worse than the Liverpool game.
But how sad that we have that mentality of, would you won, maybe it'll happen, and like that's the mentality that we had, that like, we've played crap, so maybe now we'll have a good game. It's just, it's frustrating, man.
It is.
So frustrating. It's not the way to be a football fan. It's been too much.
And you need to, as United as well, you need to be more than just like, we do one. You need to think we've earned this.
We have got the players and the ability to win this game. This is an easy win for us. That's how you want to feel. You don't want to think, fingers crossed because we've been crap.
No.
We'll be all right today. Yeah.
Harry Maguire, the very dodgy header there. It's a very dodgy header. I didn't even know where it went.
Pookie sort of jumped across him, didn't he, as he was heading it, and then he just headed it straight up in the air.
Do you remember that header that Ashley Young did? Where he moved his head almost left, and the ball went completely the opposite way. He went, and it went over there. I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here?
That became a bit of a meme, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Also, the bird shitting in his mouth. It was almost. It was also. Oh, Fred.
Hasn't he tried to say that it didn't happen? And it's like, we've got photographic evidence.
Yeah, would you honestly admit, Ange, that you'd be like, well,
but there's
actually,
a photo of it, so you've got to own it at that point.
No, would you confidently own it that a bird?
If there's a photo of it, I'd be like, you know what? It was a terrible time in my life, but it happened.
Terrible time, like you asked for it.
Yeah.
And I paid that bird. I gave that bird £50 to do something I regret, and I won't do it again. No, but have you not seen that second angle? He doesn't actually. There is an actual
Does it not?
No, honestly, if someone will have seen this in the comments, let us know in the comments. The bird doesn't actually shit in his mouth, does it? There's a second angle where you see someone spitting, and it goes like past his head or behind his head or something. And I actually don't think it is.
Yeah, but it's funny to think that a bird pooed his mouth. Of course,
yeah.
Of course. 58 Godge 58 says this is an easy win. Famous last words. Yeah, we haven't said easy win, have we? But I mean, if you don't,
if we're saying 3-0 predictions,
if
the
we
majority.
are somewhat confident about playing Norwich, when can we be confident?
Exactly.
I know they're better than they have been, but there's still
the only time you should really teams should be fearful of Norwich is if they're in the Championship.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is, isn't it? You look at them on paper, you think I couldn't name Norwich's team like off the top of my head.
Back to front, bloody hell, Dallo.
It worked though.
Second touch is a chest control.
It worked though.
Yeah. Well, it didn't not work. It didn't necessarily help him, but it didn't hinder him. Go on, Harry.
Harry with a short crossfield ball, and
It's got
Dallo has just
books.
clarted one of Norwich's
Yeah, that's not so good.
forwards. He's called Sergeant, and he's an American, which is quite ironic, isn't it?
Why would that be ironic,
He's called
Jordan?
Sergeant,
Right.
and he's American.
Okay. What's the link?
Sergeant is more of an Americanism, isn't it?
Oh, right. Army words.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you. Sorry, I just didn't.
You were trying to out me like
But
some
there
sort
are
of,
sergeants
some
in
sort
all
of
armies.
fool then,
Are there
weren't
not
you?
sergeants in the British Army?
Probably, but
It feels American.
Yeah, it feels American.
Right,
You
okay.
play Call of Duty, you
I
think
feel
Sergeant,
like that would
you think
work more if it was Colonel.
Yeah.
yeah.
Colonel's
yeah.
very...
Like popcorn.
What an L though if your last name's Colonel. Like,
What's that ball?
Listen, there's
Norwich
worse
looking
last
dangerous
names.
here. Norwich looking very dangerous. If not for that poor pass. Well done,
what
Fred.
a challenge, Fred.
We look a bit frantic here.
Better, Bruno tracking back then. No, don't piss around with it in
Goal is
our
on.
own
Goal
box.
is on.
Oh, what's he doing here? He's inviting pressure.
Goal kick. Yeah, look a bit less controlled than we did against Palace so far.
That was a bit shaky, that.
Norwich being a lot more direct, aren't they? And it gets a bit lucky there.
Fred had a
doesn't
good tackle in the middle here, but then no one was there to follow it.
No.
If that pass was better there from Pookie into that forward,
Yeah.
it's trouble there.
Yeah.
But then the goalkeeper, as we say, the goalkeeper's on, and De Gea's just going to oof it there, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he is, but he wanted to just play around with it, and he got lucky
Yeah.
because he got a goal kick. But Norwich on the ball again.
Good pressing there from Lindelof. Good tackle. That's better. See, that's what
we want to see.
Yeah, that's good. And now we've got to go. Be more aggressive now. Rashford out to Tellers. Tellers is on. Tellers is on.
He looked a bit shoddy there, Rashford, didn't he? Then? A little bit, and he's give the ball away.
Yeah, it's a bit wasteful.
Yeah.
It's not a foul, surely. He's giving it though.
He's not had a great start to this campaign, Rashford, has he?
Not really. I mean, he's got 3 goals in his first 4 games, and then since then he's looked a little bit slow.
When he come back from injury.
Yeah. Is that nice? His fingers.
But I guess it's like, what we were talking about the other night with the young boys game about the knock-on. I'm not making excuses for him, but, the knock-on effect of pandemic, the Euros, and how there have been a couple of players that we've seen from that England team, struggling a little bit and maybe not fulfilling their potential. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been difficult for a few of them, hasn't it?
Not that makes it okay, or anything, but yeah.
We're seeing Chris Armas on the screen there, United's new, coach.
Yeah, he come out of nowhere, that didn't
And
it?
Sasha Lenz as well, psychologist.
We've got a psychologist in the club. What do you reckon he's saying to him?
Just enjoy yourselves, lads. That's what he says. Just chill out, is what he says. Are you feeling
Have
stressed?
fun.
Chill out. Bit of candy floss for you. There you go.
I swear all of them statements were on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's whiteboard in his office, weren't they?
How dare you?
As well as live, laugh and love.
They were. It's facts. Well, Well, how you feel? That's a bit snowy in here again, isn't it?
Tellez giving the ball away there. They've got
Don't
a
eat yellow
chance
snow,
here.
guys. Well done, Scott McTominay.
Looking a bit dangerous here, Norwich.
But you didn't think you'd be saying that.
No, it's just Tellez gives the ball away. It's a shocking
it's
pass.
very cheap, that, isn't it?
Yeah, really poor ball.
We're allowing him to build in confidence in this first 10, aren't we?
Yeah.
After 2 minutes of good pressing, it's just a bit shoddy now.
Yes. Stathis, welcome to the academy. You're entered for all of those 12 days of Christmas giveaways.
How easy was that? It's a click on it.
It's a click. Ball goes in. Headed away by Maguire.
Dealt
good
with
stuff.
quite well with Maguire.
Well done, Tellez. Get the ball down now.
Oh, Sancho, that.
That's good.
That was good.
Well done,
Bruno's got away from him. Lovely. And he's passed the ball out. That first bit was nice. Second bit's not so good.
No.
Not so good.
Fernando Poiret as well.
Oof.
Or Poiret, depending on how you pronounce
What
it.
a lovely name.
Welcome to the academy. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for supporting the channel. And you're entered for the 12 days of Paddock.
Fernando Poiret. If he was a footballer, Ange, what position would he play?
Great question.
Fernando Poiret.
What?
I think left back.
I don't know. Go on. I feel like this is a trick question.
No. Why would it be a trick question?
I don't know. Go on.
No, I think Fernando Poiret
I
sounds
thought
like
you had an answer for me.
I was asking,
right.
what position do you think Fernando...
I feel like that's a good keeper name, to be honest.
Oh,
Fernando
nice.
Poiret. Number 1. Fernando Poiret.
That's good.
It's got a ring to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's all right. Yeah.
I was going to say a tricky right winger.
Yeah.
You know, left-footed, cuts inside.
He's definitely left-footed.
Yeah.
That's why I said left back.
Yeah. I
Probably
see
not
that.
left-footed.
Ask him.
Go on.
Fernando Poiret, are you left-footed? Who's just joined the academy? Are you left-footed? Please let us know.
Tom, welcome to the academy as well. Thank you very much for joining. It's Norwich are in control really here, aren't they?
Well, yeah.
We're not really keeping the ball very well. There you go.
That was quite lucky. Norwich's player
Pass
fell
now,
over
Rashford,
and
pass.
Norwich's player fell over and the deflection handed the ball to Rashford. Dalot's on the overlap.
Yeah, get the ball in, get the
If
ball
you
in.
can get there.
Right to the back post. And Bruno
He's
can
going to see out
collect
for a
it.
corner. He's going to keep it in.
It's not going quick enough, I don't think.
No.
Tellez. Oh, that's a bit better.
Have a go.
He's going to have a shot here. Blocked.
Blocked well. He got out very quickly than the Norwich defender.
Literally just like 5 defenders all around Ronaldo then.
Yeah.
Well, 5 players.
That's probably what they're going to do, innit? They're going to be so worried about him, they're going to try and nullify him and put every centre half on him. But that's
Rashford's
just
trying to
hopefully.
play the ball with his shoulder there.
Yeah, I know. The little sort of flick then. Be doing that at 2-0, 3-0. Don't be doing it when you're 0-0. I hate it when players do like flicks and all these things when
See, I don't
they're
mind
not
it
in an
there.
advantage thing.
When you're 20 yards out, I don't mind it. But if you're doing that, you know, from
He's
their
20 yards
corner,
out, Joe, but he's got 4 defenders around him.
Yeah.
He thinks, like, what?
Yeah, it's
what's
not,
the point?
It didn't work, did it?
No, I just think it's a bit daft, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially
Too
when if you're losing and players are doing flicks, it just infuriates me. It just
Yeah.
pisses me off. And yeah, you lack a little bit of skill to get the crowd up and all that, but no, when you're losing,
No.
you're getting battered as well.
PH Causland, welcome to the academy. Thank you very much for joining. And Fernando Poiret says, I am not. I think that means left-footed. Shame.
You could have just
be
said yeah for the continuity, couldn't you?
He'd been
Bloody
working
hell.
on it.
He'd be lying then.
He said he's been working on it in the gym. He's getting
On his
good.
left foot.
Yeah. Let's see if we get to 1,000 likes on the video. Like the video if you... I mean, if you're watching and you're enjoying it, just click like. It helps us out.
It's another click. It's really not that deep, guys.
Simples.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
It's
Meerkat
arguably
says.
easier than joining the academy, isn't it?
Yes. Good tackle.
It is,
Tellez.
it is,
Sorry, that
isn't
was-
it, Joe? It
that
is,
was
yeah.
something else. It's a bit scrappy. Now we can
Right,
break.
now we
Now we can
break.
go.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't go.
Ooh.
Bruno played the ball he wanted to play, even though it didn't make sense anymore. He was like, Rashford will probably run it behind, and he can see that he hasn't run it behind, and he still played the pass.
But that's
No,
one thing
yeah.
I do like about Bruno, because he'll keep trying that, and as much as he frustrates you,
Yeah,
he'll keep trying until he gets it right. And we have a free kick
like
just on the edge of the
18-yard
18-yard box.
Yeah,
Questionable if it was a foul or not, I think, but we'll see it here. Sancho's going at the fullback.
is it foul? Gets a bit lucky, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think we're quite lucky to get that.
He sort of tackles him through his legs.
He's not gone down, but actually he's got hands on his waist.
Yeah, it's one
Yeah.
of them where it's probably just enough, but it's not much.
Grant
of a foul.
Hanley's trying to get a wine on the 18-yard box.
I know.
Unbelievable. You're at Carroll Road, pal.
It is a Saturday night, though.
It's getting ready for later on, isn't it?
Save it for later, Grant.
Hanley's Wine.
almost said something
Sounds like
absolutely
a red wine.
Sounds like a wine
brewery.
shop.
Yeah, Hanley's Wine.
Right. Free kick, literally 19 yards out, isn't it? It's just
Is
off
that the
line.
three Portuguese players all
Portuguese speakers.
Yeah. I'd like to see Alex Telles take this. But I just because Ronnie's going to take it and do his little shoulder thing, which I do think is absolute rubbish. There's no point to breathe like that, is there? When you breathe, you don't go. There's just no need, is there?
Centres his mind. Do you know the player that lays down behind the wall?
I was
do you
just
think
about
any of
to
them's
say.
ever fallen asleep? Because
They do look like they're getting ready for bed, don't they?
yeah, they do. Just pulling the turf up over the chin.
Yeah.
It's going to be Tellers.
Deflected.
Ooh.
Oh, it's off the crossbar.
Oh, I forgot who they've got in there.
And
Tim
it's a
Krul, who
corner.
has an absolute world every time he plays Man United, doesn't he? Oh,
He's a worldie in penalty
God.
shootouts, isn't he?
I forgot about him. It looked like it was going.
It was going wide.
close.
I think it was going wide.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was going wide.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
was
think it's
well
going
wide.
wide,
Got
yeah.
a bit lucky there.
Yeah. But we got a corner out of it.
Yeah, unless it's hit Rashford's head. Nah. See,
He ducked, didn't he? He didn't
Yeah.
actually save that. It was just
crossbar.
just unlucky that it didn't deflect in.
Yeah. Kay Shadsky, welcome to the first team. Thank you very much.
Corner
Corner
ball.
ball.
Bruno. Flicked
Drilled
on.
to the near post. It's another
It's
corner.
another corner.
Abhinav Verma, wouldn't it be better if you got more members than subscribers? I mean, it would, but the chance of getting 650,000 members is
Slim,
very incredible.
but it's doable.
But if so, I mean,
We like a challenge.
imagine what we'd be doing.
If we got
We'd be doing
650,000 members, I'll
Yeah.
shave Joe's
We'd
head.
be doing the watchalongs from the space station. Corner to Man United.
Bruno,
That's
good
a bit
ball in.
deeper. That's better. That.
I was going to say Cruno, but Tim Krul
Yeah, Bruno.
punched the ball out.
Go on.
Sancho dancing. It's good to see him. It's good to see him with a little bit more confidence now, isn't it?
Sancho, yeah, is good.
Ronaldo's gone for a swing and a miss.
Oh,
No,
Grant.
they're gonna give that Norwich every day at week.
I love Ronaldo's facial expressions. Like, me, seriously, like,
You're not meant to give fouls against me because I'm actually Ronaldo.
yeah. Do you know who I am? Like,
Yeah.
can you see this on the back of the shirt? Like,
He read it there and he just went down dead easy, didn't he? He
Yeah.
keeps holding his arm already, Grant Hanley. He's got two fingers taped together.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's hard. But he's not. You think Ronaldo would be good at fighting?
I don't know who's been.
I think you're good at fighting. No, I don't think at all.
Can we just
No.
take a moment to look at Ronaldo's trim? I'm not too sure if I'm feeling.
You don't think it's good? Not clean enough?
No, that fade. I don't know if
Oh,
I'm
I
feeling
had a
it.
stinker 2 weeks ago. It's good that it's expired now, but there was a very, very long line just on it.
Was there?
Wasn't ideal. Yeah,
How much do you think Ronaldo pays for his haircut?
I don't think
Probably about
he
600
pays.
quid, probably.
Really?
No, I
It's
reckon.
Ronaldo.
I reckon he does pay. I think.
Because he allows them to like keep his hair afterwards or
Sell that.
something.
Sell that.
What? He just goes to the same hairdresser. He's got a big mountain of just jars full of Ronaldo's hair.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me.
This is Portuguese Madeira gold dust.
Yeah.
He couldn't even tell his mates if he had dandruff. Sell it to like a newspaper in Portugal. You know, like proper those really bad fake ones, like you see. They repost some crude back page stories.
Crude back page
Yeah,
story.
including like Watsits and cream eggs and all that.
Grant
It's
Hanley's
horrible.
been down for so long. We've seen about 8 replays of this absolutely innocuous challenge. Just fuck off if you're injured.
I know.
Standing there. Oh my God. help me. Get off. He looks like a rugby player, doesn't he, Grant Hanley?
Yes.
Yeah, he
what
does.
it
Yeah,
is.
I'd see him more of as a fly half.
Yeah.
Personally, 'cause I don't think he's as big as.
Oh,
the
do you know
majority.
you know your position?
No, this is what I mean. Fly half was the only one that I went with, so I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah. Agaz Kapoor says, still feels surreal that Ronaldo is actually playing for us. It does feel a bit surreal, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It takes a minute to get used to that. How long was he gone for? 10 years?
It's longer than that, wasn't it? Yeah, it's longer. He left in 2009.
Yeah,
12 years he was
Wow.
gone
Bloody hell. Comes back.
for. Wow. Well, there was a running joke. One of the United fans all thought he was on loan for the past 12 years. You know,
Very good.
it just proves that he actually was, because he's back now, innit? So have that.
Alden Scott. Scottish? No, Ronaldo gave it away. Gived it. I just said
Scottish
then.
McTominay.
I just said Ronaldo gived it away. Like a child in an advert.
He was linked with us for a while, wasn't he, Max Aarons?
Yeah, he was. He still is.
He was linked with Barcelona at one
He was,
point.
wasn't he? There was a lot of right backs that they were linked to before they went for Serginho Dest, who's apparently now available. after Xavi said about his...
I think everyone's available for the right price at this point.
It was funny, wasn't it? They were like, oh, Xavi's going to come in and revitalise us. They were 10 points behind top of La Liga, and Xavi's come in, played 3 games, and are 16 points behind.
Good lad.
And they're in the Europa
League.
League.
Come on, Marcus, faster than that. It's taking too long with everything at the minute, Rashford.
A little bit, yeah. It's been happening a lot past few games, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But I do see why both Ollie and Ralph are sticking with him, because once he starts, I don't think he'll stop for a while. You saw it in the 3 goals in 4 games that he had.
Yeah.
If he can do that again, he'll be electrifying this year.
Yeah.
But it's just a case of whether he gets back to that form again.
Yeah. I'm sure he will at some point, but he's playing in another position as well now, isn't he? That's worth remembering that now he's back playing as a striker.
Yeah.
And 1 of 2 as well, which he's never really played before. I know he's played like sort of split strikers against City, I think, in the past, but not really the same as he's playing as a number 9 now, isn't he?
I do think though that professional footballers should be comfortable playing in positions that they're in and around. Oh, it's Hanley again.
Don't come back on if you're not fit.
Yeah.
Get off. Yeah. Gone down again. Just go away.
Go away.
Why is Mason Mount on the channel today? That's you. That'll be you, that one.
That's me.
I don't think it's me.
It's not me, is it?
It's not me.
I'd argue it's you, John.
Who would I look like?
Footballer-wise?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it? Who do you look like as a footballer? Oh, I don't know, I'm trying to think of footballers who have long hair and a beard.
I think we're going to have to go back a few decades, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Maybe, yeah. Got to be someone. I've got to look like some footballer.
Let us know who you think
Joe Allen.
Who Joe looks like. Joe Allen, that's a right shout.
Gutierrez.
That's a right. Jonas Gutierrez. You never said that. You're an absolute
Dave Webb
boss.
said George Best, and I'll take that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was the name that came to mind when I was
Carroll.
thinking the hair situation. The beard as well.
Andy Carroll.
Oh,
Kazza.
I do see that.
No, that's only the hair.
George Boyd.
Oh,
Just
what
long
a
hairs,
what
isn't
a
it?
shout, George Boyd.
Joe Prisbilowski with a super chat, and I gotta read it. It says Joe looks like a long-haired George Best. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in his playing days.
Yeah, we'll go with that. 100%.
Jesus Navas, Zlatan Pirlo. These are good. Cheers.
Tell you what.
Colaccini not so good. So I don't like that one. He looks like he's pretending to be Brian May. Doesn't
He looks like
Colaccini?
Rod Stewart, Colaccini, I think.
You think?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Do you remember when he were pissed up on the cup draw? It was so funny that way, like that.
Yeah, every time just diving into the
Number
ball.
4!
Right, it's gone silly now. Someone said Ian Dowie. Get out. Jay Benton, get out. I'm up for having a laugh as much as the next person, but
I
Ian
think
Dowie.
we'll stop at Zlatan.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that.
But I don't see Mason Mount personally. Someone said Alexis Sanchez the other day. I don't see that either.
What, you?
No.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I get the Mason
kinda
Mount.
I don't see that at all.
Yeah.
I wish he looked like Mason Mount, but he looks a little bit like a goat, especially with the like, actual goat that he's got on his chin, and he doesn't he, Cam?
But
He
it's the
does.
fact that he said, I'd like to look like him. He looks like a goat.
Yeah,
like,
that's weird.
Yeah, then that means
So
I
you wanna look
actually,
like a
no, I
goat?
look like a goat then, don't I? Yeah.
we've talked about far too many barnyard animals on the
let's
last
leave it.
watch-along or two, so yeah.
We've not much happening at Norwich though. What else are we going to talk about?
We've got a new captain.
Oh,
He looks like Sean Goater. Come on, stop now. We've all had a laugh. We've all had a laugh. We've all had a,
oh
we've
dear,
all had a
that's just
drink.
not ideal, is it?
22 minutes gone. Can't think of a shot United have had.
No.
I feel like 20 minutes of my life are gone and all. Oh, come on, press them now.
Well, they have
Keep
gone,
going,
yeah.
Ronnie.
You know what? You don't deserve them back. It's not like you would have been doing anything else with them, is it? Don't people say that? That's an hour of my life wasted. Oh, sorry, what were you doing? Cracking the Enigma code?
You could have been having cheese and crackers. You could have been having a
Wallace
pint.
and
You could have
Gromit.
been at the gym. You could have been. Who knows?
I went to the gym earlier.
Did you? What did you do today?
Just walked about, used the water vending machine, water thing. Just had a watch. Some people get really mad when you sit there, and I was at the other side with binoculars, so I don't even know if she saw me.
Yeah.
So, why are you
Yeah.
getting offended? Because
No.
I'm 100
It's
yards away.
incognito, isn't it?
I cut
You
two
did not
holes.
breach the restraining order,
I
so.
cut 2 holes in a edition of the Daily Mirror, and she still seen me. So how's that happened? But yeah,
Just a
great
disclaimer,
session.
Joey's not a very strange
Got
man.
a sweat on running away from the security.
Job
So,
done.
Job done.
That's
Heart
worth
rate
£20 a month.
elevated. That's my money. That's my money paid. Yeah, it's good.
Oh,
You're not. I feel like no football has been played in about 6 minutes.
No.
Just been Grant Hanley pissing about for ages.
My hamstring, my hands, my face.
Yes.
Ralph looks fuming.
He does. It's not been a good start really from United.
No,
has it?
it's not. Very erratic those first 10 minutes, weren't they?
And
For
see, we're forced
a
to
second, I
go
thought it was
goals,
very
you've got to
erotic.
capitalise
I
on
was
that.
like,
Erotic.
really?
Erratic.
I was like, I know Ralph's good looking, but come on, Jesus Christ.
You seem to be the only one pushing this narrative that
I
Ralph
know.
Rangnick is this gorgeous.
He's a good look.
And you also say you want to look like a goat, so I don't really know if I can take
Ralph's
your
a
opinion.
great looking man, especially when he's in a United tracksuit. Anyone's more attractive in a United tracksuit. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm
I
wrong.
don't know if you're right.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Not really.
Tell
I
me-
wouldn't say it's...
Would Zinedine Zidane be more attractive in a United tracksuit?
What do you mean more attractive?
It's black and white, Joseph.
No, I
would
don't,
he be
think
more
I
attractive?
don't think he would.
I think he would, personally.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Right, come on now. Let's actually keep the ball here, Rashford. There we go. Find a pass. Oh, that's good, actually.
Ronaldo dropping deep
Yeah.
to receive
Bit
the
of
ball.
ball play.
Wants to get involved.
Rashford
Getting a
filling
bit
the
cold.
gap. So that's the good thing about having two up front. Ronaldo drops deep. Rashford's still on the last line there.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he's in behind.
Oh.
Not quite. He's being pulled back there, ref, surely.
if he's going to give the first one from the free kick, he's got to give that one as well.
He's not going to, is he?
Why is
I
he
don't
not
think,
listening to him, though?
I don't think he's seen it. And the thing is, unless it's a red card, it's not...
It's only a tad in
thing
it.
is, You can't. You're not allowed to grab someone's shirt, but it's not a red card, so
No.
what they can't VAR it, can they? He don't pull his shirt off him, but
Yeah.
he grabs it and he pulls it.
I think
But they
VAR.
don't-
He
they
needs to just take Marcus's word for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
he
listen to
feeds,
football.
he
You know what?
feeds hungry
Exactly.
children. Like, he's
I
not
don't
going to
think he'd
lie,
lie.
is he?
Yeah.
Exactly.
The ref said that.
I think VAR refs get paid too much. I think.
How much does he get
personally.
paid?
Too much.
Right.
Because
Classic.
VAR isn't used in every scenario where there's a problem. Like we saw it when corners shouldn't be corners. They don't use it when there's a foul in the build-up to a corner where a goal's scored. They don't use it. You've got a video assistant to have a look at these situations. If you're not using it for every sort of scenario,
So you're saying we're not getting our
use
money's
it.
worth out of them?
Well, we don't pay them, do we?
That's true. Well, you do actually. By watching the games and paying for Sky and buying kits, that is what pays them. Overall, the money
Is
in
it?
football. Of course it is. The money in football is and paid by the FA is made from fans, isn't it?
No,
Do you not think?
Oh,
It's our
he
money.
was in
That.
his back then, wasn't he?
Where
I
else
don't-
is it coming from?
I'd like to not think I'm paying Matt Dean's wages, but or
Who-
especially
who-
Martin Atkinson's
Where do you
wages
think the
after his
FA get their
performance
money
against
from to
Arsenal.
pay refs or the Premier League? What?
I don't. I
It just
I don't have an
grows
answer.
under a rock?
No, it doesn't. Oh yeah. Obviously, it doesn't do that, Joseph.
Yeah, it does. That was his trick question. It actually does grow under a rock. We should move this slightly closer to your mouth.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right, come on. United keeping the ball a touch better now. That sort of stoppage in play with Hanley just messing about.
It really got under your
Benefit
skin,
is-
that didn't it?
I mean, we're already struggling a bit, and then the game just became incredibly
Incredibly
boring.
you
slow,
know what's
didn't it?
getting under my skin? These yellow advertisements. There's too much yellow going
Yeah.
on in this
It's
situation.
disgusting.
It's very offensive for
and it's
my
a
eyes.
and as I said already, it's a crap yellow.
Yeah.
It's a crap.
They've
yellow.
even got it on the nets.
Have
Are
they?
they
Yeah.
yellow nets?
No, there's like stripes of yellow on it.
Oh.
It's
Come on.
very
Why would you
offensive.
Why
grow up?
would you do that?
Grow up.
I get it, it's your home colours and stuff, but it's a unflattering yellow, innit?
Yeah. Thoughts on Delia Smith?
She's an alright cook, isn't she?
Yep.
But she's always going to be remembered for
Always a good
you know,
recipe, yeah.
What was it now? It's
Getting on the
ironic 'cause I
mic.
can't
Getting on
remember
the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying, let's be having you.
Let's be
Yeah.
having you. Come on. Where are you?
Yeah.
Like your grandma lost in bloody Tesco.
Where are
Where
you?
are you, Jord?
Can Jordan please come to the customer service desk?
You know what? I read
Nana Delia is waiting for you.
Where are you? Turn it off. Turn the mic off. Where are you?
Cutter.
a friend of mine posted on Facebook that at 28 years of age, her and her mum were in a supermarket and they went down different aisles. Next minute, her name is called on the tannoy to go to
Really?
customer service. Yeah.
I've lost my daughter!
She's
Quick,
like,
help her! How old is she? 28. Right. She's not safe. What if the tins fall onto the heavy? Norwich playing out through our press, no problem whatsoever there.
Football would be great if it was this commentary everywhere, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Norwich attacking on the right. They're right.
How's that
Got a ball
got? How's
in the
that
box
got
as
through?
well. They got a shot yet. No, they hadn't.
did you see the net then?
No, we're looking at Pookie. I do
I'm
apologise.
too busy shitting myself, I'm afraid. We're looking rough here, aren't we?
Yeah, I know. If
This is
Pookie
not the
controls
start that we wanted.
if he controls that, it's very worrying.
Keeper.
See, I was looking for the net then because it wasn't as dangerous and I couldn't see it.
Sorry.
Sadly, that's not your fault. It's my wandering eyes. Look at this yellow net. Oh, we'll have a look now. Oh, it is as well. It's yellow and green.
Oh, the green as well. I didn't see the green before. Yeah,
Yellow and green
terrible.
squares.
Surprised they've not painted the post.
They should have done, shouldn't they? But that would have been a step too far, wouldn't it? Yellow posts.
They clearly don't have any limits at this point.
Yeah, they don't, do they? So. Shameless Delia.
Is she still on the board and stuff?
I don't know if she is.
I think she is. She's at every single home game, isn't she?
Yeah, but that don't mean she's on the board. Delia Smith, it just says call.
Yeah, but Delia wouldn't be going to every game, I don't think.
Delia Smith is an English cook and TV presenter known for teaching basic cookery skills in a no-nonsense style.
That she does.
Like the Louis Van Gaal of cooking. She's also famous for her role as the majority shareholder at Norwich FC. Is she still?
Majority shareholder.
Oh no! In 2011, she announced, anticipating her 70th birthday, she would step down from her catering role. Wait, from a catering role.
Oh, not even the football; it was the catering.
So she's just
she sacked
the major
off the
shareholder.
cooking.
Yeah, she was baptised in the Church of England. So that's Delia Smith.
There you go.
Potted history there.
If you'd like to know about any more chefs, so.
Yeah, but they have to have been owners or part owners of a football team.
Who is your favourite TV personality chef?
Oh, it used to be Gino.
Did it?
Why isn't it
But then
Gino?
everyone else started to like him, so you got bored of him.
Yeah, basically. No, I just feel like it's a little bit like he plays up to the jokes now a little bit too much. Do you know what I mean? It was
a bit
Gino.
of a wink after he says lady fingers or something in a trifle.
If my grandmother had the wheels, she would have been a bike.
Yeah, Gino, you know what you're doing, mate.
It's like we're not fooled anymore.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, being in Berlin for the last year plus, I haven't been watching much TV. So.
Gegen Chef. Is that what it's called?
It's Ralph.
It's like MasterChef, but it's even more intense.
Yeah.
You get 8 seconds to make a souffle.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Gegen Chef. I like Marco Pierre White. Because he's just mad, yeah. Some of his views on women are questionable. But as a chef, you got to separate the art from the artist.
What about the guy that was on, was it MasterChef? That they did that remix of him, like I like the buttery biscuit base.
Oh, yeah,
What's it called? Greg.
Is MasterChef the English version of Gegen Chef? Because I've never seen it before, but I've seen a lot of Gegen Chef.
Wasn't that an American ad, I think?
Dallo
turns
first shot on target there for United.
It was. I swear that was like an American advert. He's like a. Oh no! Because I'm thinking of baked in a buttery flaky crust. That's what I'm thinking of. That video.
They made it into like almost like a rap of him going like, I like the bass.
Oh, it was the bald fella, wasn't it?
Greg
Wallace. I've already said
Wallace. That's what we just said. Where have you been?
I did not hear anyone say
Did you take a break for a minute?
I did not. I'm getting lightheaded.
I used to like Gary Rhodes. I can't believe he's dead.
Who?
Gary Rhodes.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
What about Anthony Worrell Thompson? He was nice, but then he got caught stealing from odd bins. You lose your reputation when you.
He was in the jungle as well, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
And Gino got in trouble in the jungle, didn't he, for what he was cooking?
Really? What was he cooking
They
like?
killed a rat and cooked it.
That's child's play compared to some of the Bush Tucker trials, isn't it?
But no, like he's not allowed.
You killed a rat,
back
but here's some turkey
like
testicles
he's not allowed
to put
back
in your mouth.
in Australia or something like that. He's not allowed back. There was like a huge thing about
so you're allowed
it.
to eat 1,000 like mealworms or a cockroach, but if you cut a rat's bollocks off and eat them.
Because they were struggling, so he literally trapped it, killed it, skinned it, cooked it, and that was an issue.
Good survival skills, in my opinion.
If Bear Grylls had done it,
if Bear Grylls did it, he'd be celebrated, wouldn't he?
He would, yeah.
He'd be like, this is a rat. It's full of nutrients. It'll keep you alive.
It's great where he gets stung in the head by that bee and
his eyes
explodes. It'd be great that one if his whole head just popped.
He looks like he's got 2 dates in each eyelid.
Yeah, I like him. Although I actually don't like him. I'm a Ray Mears guy. You can tell what the game is like by the fact that we're talking about celebrity chefs. It's a nothing game so far. Very little going on.
There's been one shot on target.
Yeah.
It was Diogo Dallo. Make of that what you will. Almost a short pass from Fred to Harry Maguire there. We did well.
Not an easy pass that. First time anyway. Go on then, Rashford. Find your man. Come on.
We're not asking a lot from her, just to find your guy. It's a good ball from Harry.
That's a good ball.
Straight back to him.
Yeah.
Well done.
This is better.
Yeah. He's going to have a shot.
He's going to look for him. No,
Nice.
what it's almost a cross shot, wasn't it?
It is.
Was that net? It distracted him.
Yeah, I know. It's the yellow and green squares. They've done this tactically in Norwich, haven't they?
People saying Bruno's not looking good. Bruno's attitude stinks, apparently.
Oh, there's a touch map that's just come up.
There you go.
On,
Bruno's touch
on
map.
the screen.
Left heavy, as you'd assume. We look knackered. Yeah, but just having a bit of a bad start, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think we've solidified somewhat compared to the first 10
start
minutes.
that we had.
They were passing through us quite comfortably the first 10 minutes. You've got to be faster there, Scott. Pass.
See, that's why I worry about us from the back, because sometimes Scott and Fred dawdle on the ball in midfield.
Yeah.
There, if they're quicker, they've got a counter like 3-on-2 there.
Yeah.
That's why I worry so much, and why we're in desperate need of a midfielder. I think either in January or in the summer, a proper name holding midfielder.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just laughing at one of the comments. We were saying favourite celebrity chef, and Andrew G said the one from Tracy Beaker. Do you mean Duke? Duke was the name
He
of the
was
chef from Tracy
legendary.
Beaker. He was fantastic. Such a nice guy as well.
He just made like cooking look fun, didn't he? Like he was just a ray of sunshine.
Yeah, he was.
Do you know? I think mine's probably Nigella.
Is it?
I wonder why.
Don't.
Why would you assume that I'm
Because
not a
you
dog?
because you like the way that she says microwave.
No. Oh,
That
well,
was-
yeah, to
that
be
was
fair,
why
it's
I
nice.
assumed.
It is nice, to be fair, but I like the way how she sort of explains how she's cooking things. It's just nice, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's just nice. Almost ASMR-y type
Yeah.
vibe.
I feel sick.
Same.
Why? Why do you not like hearing...
Killed the chef.
Do you know
chat.
Who's
like-
the least sexy chef?
Do you not
Let's
like
get onto
hearing
that.
do you not like hearing avocado and sourdough toast?
No, I don't like hearing that, especially
Hello.
not from you. Absolutely
Yeah, obviously not
not.
from me.
I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night. That's gonna be in my nightmares now.
I had a horrible tingle down my back there. I wanted to throw up. Right, come on. Rashford's in here.
He's in.
Have a shot.
Oh,
He sat one down, but he was
Too
just
long
too
again.
slow again.
Come on then now. It's too easy to play out
There were
there.
5 of them around
It's too
that
easy.
Norwich fullback then, and they just
It's like we didn't,
didn't
want to
even
foul
want.
him.
Yeah, they didn't want to attack him.
Too worried about fouling him. We didn't get near him. Just let him play it out.
Get there, Harry.
Well done,
Bloody
Harry.
hell. I thought Dallo could have got that in.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, just a bit standoffish, aren't we?
Yeah, a bit edgy. We look a bit nervy trying to get into the final third.
Yeah, we do. See,
Could making 11 changes have played a fact in that?
no, well, but these lot have only had 6 days off, haven't they? So it's not like they've been sat around doing nothing, getting cold.
I can't imagine that Ralph would have let them just be like chilling at home. Like I
exactly.
feel like they would have had a lot of homework to do. So
Yeah.
Videos to watch.
And also,
Yeah.
if there was no
Gagan to
midweek,
press.
if there's no, yeah, everyone gets a little bit of Gagan in a Ziploc bag and just press it as hard as you can. But if there was no midweek game, you wouldn't be saying, "Oh, they're tired because I've had 6 days off," would you?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
they've lost fitness or anything. Go on then now. There you go. Rashford pressing there.
It's a
It's
good
too
ball.
easy, just finding feet up with no one in the middle. Well done, Fred.
Well done, he's done
Yeah.
well then.
Ronaldo's
Scott's
gone.
put Ronaldo in.
He's gone wide
Ronaldo's
there.
gone. He sent the defender.
oh my god.
He sent
And
another
again.
one. It's a good save, Tim Krul.
Tim Krul. the
He should have
dickhead.
took it the first time instead of
His
faffing.
touch was poor.
Sancho edge of the box. He's done
Brilliant.
well.
Brilliant by Sancho there. Come on.
That's better.
Bit
That's a
than
lot
from
better.
United. Ronaldo just took his first touch isn't good enough here.
No.
That's the problem. He should be in on goal.
Hit
and
it
there.
His touch takes him really wide.
Hit
He,
it.
he
And
actually does well.
Yeah. He does well to send two
Again,
of him.
just don't find the corner,
Yeah.
does he? Comfortable for Tim Krul, really. But that's better.
First
from
real
United.
chance.
Yeah,
First real chance of the match.
definitely.
Both sides.
Yep. Good stuff. Let's try and get a goal before half time. But United have been better since the whole Grant Hanley situation. It's just been
That almost got right through to Ronaldo then.
that sounds like the worst band of all time, doesn't it? The Grant
Grant
Hanley
Hanley
situation.
situation.
Awful. So boring. Sing songs
You've
about
got like a
rugby
serious
and Norwich.
vendetta
He
against
does,
this
doesn't he?
guy,
Just
haven't
Slowed
you?
the
does,
game
yeah.
down.
He really got you vexed, didn't he?
Piss me off.
He's really in his head. It's almost a head loss, isn't it?
Headlock.
Headlock.
Right, come on then now.
That's threatening.
The Hanley headlock.
Well, yeah, we've had
There you
Hanley's
go, this is
headlock.
better.
Hanley's wines.
Oh,
Oh.
It's a shock.
That was a 50p head attempt from Marcus Rashford.
He isn't good at heading the ball, is he, Rashford?
no.
The one that I know it was literally nearly a year ago. But the one that he headed over in the 1-1 draw against Leicester on Boxing Day last year, can't get it out of my head for some reason. I know, it's like, get over it. It was a year ago and it was one header. But we would have won that game if we'd have scored that header. And then Pogba had one in the same game and he did the same thing.
One of his first 2 Premier League goals was a header against Arsenal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was a good header as well.
Yeah, it was a low one though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. When he's up and jumping, he can't do it, but he's leaning down to that.
Yes, Scott.
Well done.
Referee.
That's not foul. Come on.
For goodness sake, man. Who is this ref? I don't even know who he is.
You're paying him, so
I can't give it. Yeah, well,
our taxpayers' money.
Send me his bloody. What is it?
What is it?
It's P45, so that means he's sacked. I won't mind that either.
Send him that.
How's that got through? How's that got through?
Pass.
Oh my god.
Oh, wasteful there.
Fred and Dalot did well then. Oh, Rashford, come on, mate. You've got to do better there.
Yeah. Oh, just run through
dribbling
everyone.
through everybody.
Well, regard to him.
We're allowing him to play here.
I don't feel good.
Me neither. Yeah, it's not good enough at the minute. Sometimes, like, the thing is, sometimes with the press, the way that Fred does it, generally speaking, he's good at pressing, but he's not a great tackler. So if you look here, he just sprints out to him, and actually just gets dribbled past dead easily. He gets dribbled past all the time. Look at this. Look, sprint out, step in. Like what? He's nowhere near him. He gets absolutely nowhere near him because he's just a bit too much of a headless chicken.
If Roy Keane was on punditry at half-time, he'd have ripped into him for that. Because that's similar to when, I don't know if you remember, when Steven Bergwijn scored against us when we played Tottenham, and Maguire was just so static. That was exactly the same as that then, but it just didn't result in a goal.
Luckily.
That's a great ball from Dalot.
Yeah.
See, and that's what we don't see from Wan-Bissaka in them scenarios.
Exactly. That's a good ball from McTominay.
Take him on now, Jaden.
Come on now.
Oh, he couldn't.
He's trying something that's not on as well there. So is McTominay. Backheeling it into nowhere.
There was literally nobody there as well.
No.
It's not like we're just saying it was into nowhere. Nobody was there.
No. Sancho just waited a bit too long to make the pass there, didn't he? It's a bit better though.
We've got a genuine attacking outlaw on this right hand side when Dalot's playing, don't we?
Yeah, it's better, isn't it? And that pass into Ronaldo was really nice.
Really good. Do you reckon Wan-Bissaka sees his performances, Dalot's, and is genuinely worried, or do you reckon he sort of sits there and thinks, I'll get back in once I'm injury free?
You'd assume he's at least thinking, oh shit, I should be doing a bit more. Especially if he's reading social media and stuff.
Yeah. I think that's probably one of the worst things you can do as a footballer, though, reading social media.
I'd stay off it if it was me.
Yeah, because it's so toxic nowadays.
Yeah.
Even when you're having a good performance, just midweek, people's opinions about you and everything like that, it could really damage how they feel, especially with.
Well done, that's better.
Sometimes the refs would give that as a high foot if the play didn't go in.
Yeah.
Oh,
come on then now. There we go.
In.
That's our ball. It's better. Good stuff. Yeah, it's been a bit better from United, hasn't it? Just it's not resulting in many chances is the only issue. But
God, Darren Fletcher looks like he's aged, even from the last time I saw him. on what was it? Tuesday, Wednesday night.
I don't know if you're joking or not.
No, I'm being serious. It looks rough there. Oh my God.
Are you looking at Mike Field and thinking it's Darren Fletcher?
No.
It was Kieran McKenna, that.
There was no Darren Fletcher there.
Wasn't it? Right, there you go then. That's why it looked rough.
It looks rough because he's
It
not
looked like
Darren
it from
Fletcher.
I always think
it's
he
been
looks
a long
like
day.
I always think he looks like Carrick McKenna. And then they all kind of look the same, don't they?
Yeah,
The three of them all just more
relatively
We
similar.
should put them in midfield.
Right, go. Rashford's on here.
Oh.
He'll get.
Fuck's sake.
That
Unlucky
was
there.
so close.
Rashford would have been through if Sancho could have got his pass on. Just dribble past everyone there. Too easy.
How are these just dribbling straight through? It's happened 2 or 3
here we
times.
go.
See, I've never seen that ref before in my life, so I can't give him abuse. I don't know his name.
Maybe you shouldn't give him abuse then.
But what if he gets a decision wrong?
Should ignore it. Take it out on someone you love. That's what I do. Something bad happens at football, I'm nasty to the people around me who have nothing to do with it. And that's what
That's
you
a
meant
really
to do. As
good
a man,
coping mechanism.
as a man,
Just,
that's what you do.
You get off. Yeah.
Someone hurts you, and you take it out on people who you deem as weaker than you in your life. That's a joke. Don't do that.
That is a joke.
Yeah, it's a very bad trait to have that. Interesting. Few Ollie-ins in the comments. Going back. I'm scared.
Ay, Dios mío.
Yeah.
Up, Tellers.
Yeah.
Some man.
One
he is.
I've got a super chat, but there we go. RDMano7 says, too much made of last week. It was almost identical as the Villa game, except 2 individual moments, or end moments, I assume he means individual. Villa took their chance, Palace didn't. Stats back that, no movement yet. The stats, I mean, Villa had more than one chance.
Ref, he's pulling his shirt.
That's a yellow card there, ref. You're playing an advantage, but Rashford's by himself.
Yeah, there's no, yeah.
He's done well to get past him there, to be honest, Rashford. In the box.
Find a pass now. Keeps doing that, Rashford, doesn't he?
He's doing well to get into the positions.
I know, good dribble, but then just the passing's shocking.
His final ball's been very
Tellers.
worrying. Bruno driving, finds Rashford again.
Oh, God.
We've got a corner out of it. We've got a corner out of it, yeah.
Better.
Looks a bit tired, doesn't he, Rashford?
But you know, he's bulked up so much in the past 6 months. I think.
You think?
Yeah, since he had his injury layoff, I think he's done nothing but put pure muscle on. He's proper bulked up.
Oh yeah, didn't they say he's put on some 4 kilos of muscle or something?
Yeah.
This TV's gone off.
I look bald on this.
You are bald. That's what you get for having completely black hair.
Oh,
that's what you get.
Jay's gonna dye his beard black, yeah.
Oh, it's a great leap from Bruno.
Sancho.
Oh! Dipping!
Oh! Was that Maguire?
I think it was, yeah.
What's he doing there?
Almost staying up from the corner,
scored
wasn't
is what he was doing.
It's a good save from Krul, that.
It's a good header, that, Bruno.
It's a terrific ball, isn't it? Was it Sancho, that?
Yeah, it's a good header, that.
Maguire gets low to get a dipping header as well.
Just dipping in, wasn't it?
Yeah. He's done well to get there. He wasn't even looking.
On it, yeah,
he said, put your head anyway.
Good save.
It's a good save,
Fucking
though.
Tim Krul, honestly. That wasn't that good a save, but even so.
He done well to tip it over, though, because it was a dipping attempt.
Let's actually score from a
Come on, Bruno,
free
lad.
kick.
Good ball.
Set piece, sorry. Norwich fans throwing stuff at him. Oh,
no, the referee's trying to check if the ball's...
Oh, God. Oh, it's a fraction of a centimetre out. You're going to score now.
God.
Dead easy.
Good ball. Come on, Bruno.
Come on. That's not bad.
I just think his deliveries off corners
It's
are
not winning.
absolutely
It's
pants.
not winning them.
Yeah.
They're in a decent area. We're just not winning it. United have been absolute trash so far. Rubbish. Quite a lot of negativity in the comments.
It's not been a thrilling first half, has it?
It's not been thrilling, no.
No.
Very few chances for United. Ronaldo with the main one, and it is half time there. 0-0. Few chances. Only 1 minute stoppage time. But there's never much at half time, is there?
There never is at half time.
No, there isn't.
No.
Piss poor performance.
Ronaldo's
apparently.
not happy.
Ronaldo's fuming. Terrible
Kicking
first
off.
half. Ronaldo remonstrating there with the ref. Rangnick out. I think people are joking. I hope you're joking. I think you are.
Bit much.
There's a few people saying that these players are rubbish. Would you say people are overreacting slightly to what was just a relatively drab half of football?
It depends how you look at it, because, like I say, playing Norwich, you would think this would be a good opportunity to basically not be crap. And we've not seen that. But as you see time and time again, games that you think are going to go a certain way, sometimes you can just have a boring first half. Doesn't mean to say that they can't turn it around in the second half. So I think just slow your roll for now.
What do you reckon, Jordan? Thoughts on that first half?
There's not really a lot we can say, is there? I mean, the conversations that we've been having have been about celebrity chefs, have been about just all sorts.
Quite telling.
Yeah, you know, and look, no United fan's going to be happy seeing that first half performance. There's been maybe 2 chances. One clear cut was Ronaldo when I think he should have took the shot early instead of dropping 2 of them first.
Yeah.
And Krul, it was comfortable for him. Again, Harry Maguire's header, that effort was good for him to actually get low and put his head low to get the ball up and over. But apart from that, it has been a pretty Eric Dyer first half, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Cody Munn says Joe knows less about football than my 3-year-old niece. Get her on.
Yeah.
If she's she's great at chatting football.
We'll
get her on the channel.
a high chair. We'll be good
Get
to
her
go.
a high chair. Get her, a little microphone.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Very impressive. I just don't think that's there's that much cause for concern yet. I think it's been shit. but not every half of football is going to be amazing while we're trying to learn a new system.
Exactly.
They've not looked good. They've not conceded too many obvious chances. Norwich have looked dangerous without really, cutting through United massively. I can't think of too many, clear-cut chances they've had. But it's just been a bit crap, hasn't it? And hopefully the second half is better. But I don't think we need to, throw the baby out with the bathwater in terms of all these players are shit. Let's sell everyone in January. Let's get a new manager in, like we're seeing in the comments. It's like, all right.
I think it goes
we're
back
allowed
to
have a boring half of football.
I think it goes back to what Ange said. Like the expectation of us now from the majority of our fan base is that we should be absolutely dominating.
We should be
Norwich
6-0 up against Norwich.
We're susceptible to comparing City's performances against Norwich, Chelsea's, Liverpool's, etc. Thinking we're in the same bracket as him. Unfortunately, we're not right now.
No,
not
but
yet.
We should be doing better. There's no doubt about it. We've got the players on the pitch. We've got the talent on the pitch. We should be at least.
And even
1-0
those
in this
teams
game.
have, poor halves of football. Maybe not as often, but it does still happen, is what I mean. Do you know?
Matej says pressing, more like depressing. Very good. Nice little joke.
Well done, Matej.
Yes.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's just a lack of intensity from United, really, isn't there?
Yeah.
And it does feel almost more like a kind of Solskjaer performance. But again, Solskjaer was manager 2 weeks ago, so it's not going to change it overnight.
God, was
when
it
he's been
only
there
2
for
weeks?
whatever it was, maybe slightly longer now.
Feels
But
like a long time, doesn't it?
you know what I mean? He was the manager up until that Watford game. So it's not, was it Watford? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
4-1.
Watford was the last one.
Yeah, so it's not as though things are going to change overnight. It's going to take a little while to build up, and obviously the Palace game was good. This hasn't been so good, but we've still got a second half to look forward to. Would you make any changes at half time, or would you sort of keep it as it is for now and hope that things get better by themselves almost?
I'd keep it probably till the 60th, and then I'd probably bring Mason on.
Yeah.
Maybe even Anthony Elanga, just because the thing I like bringing on with youngsters is that they're just fearless. They don't really like. They've not got that mature sort of mentality where they're really considering some points. They'll just run and run and run. And in some instances, they get into the positions where a mature player would find themselves in and score, and the youngster will do exactly the same thing. And I just think that if a player like Elanga or Greenwood came on in that sort of free roaming number 10 spot and just drove and drove and drove at that Norwich back 4 or back 5, I think they played a back 5, I think we'd see bit of gold from this game, which we haven't seen prior to half time.
I think Rashford's not been particularly good, has he? Bruno again still isn't on his best form. Sancho's looked pretty good. Ronaldo in and out of the game. Who sort of stood out for you so far in that first half, good or bad?
I'd probably agree with Sancho. He looked alright. Rashford, something doesn't seem 100% there.
I agree.
And like I say, he did look quite tired. He seems a little bit off his game. Obviously, I'm not Mystic Meg. I don't know why. Fernandes a little bit quiet for my liking. Those were probably the names that stood
out. Yeah, the Rashford thing's interesting, isn't it? I know he's obviously coming back from a long layoff, but he's just dribbling into blind alleys over and over and over again, and that's what he's been doing ever since he's come back. The amount of times he gets the ball and he'll go past someone and you go, oh brilliant, and then there's a pass on and he doesn't take it, and then he'll keep running and then he'll get tackled, or he'll make a pass and the options have closed down by then.
It's like one step forward, 3 steps back.
Yeah, it just needs to be a little bit quicker and smarter on the ball and actually release it more quickly. The thing with him is despite the fact that he's a winger and he does get assists, his passing he's not that good. Do you know what I mean? It's decent, but he's not like a Jadon Sancho in terms of his passing. So maybe sometimes he doesn't want to trust his passing, or he doesn't think to pass.
I think if there's a substitution, it will be him. I think the first one. I think it will be him because, as I said, he does look a bit off the pace. You don't know what it is, but he's looked off the pace the past 3-4 games. So it might be a case of him just having to take him off and just having a reassessment of what is actually going on with him. Whether it could be still a little niggle after the surgery or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't know. We just want to find out because we want him to get back into scoring goals and stuff.
Yeah, I think Sancho's looked pretty good first half. Always looks dangerous on the ball, and seems to be able to find a pass quite, convincingly. But just generally speaking, it's not been what we wanted this first half, has it? But I don't know. It's only first half.
I know it's only the first half. But again,
give us some Something to make us feel better.
Positive vibes.
There you go. Positive vibes.
Positive
Jordan. Come
vibes.
on, positive vibes.
We've still got a clean sheet.
Yeah.
We have.
And you know what?
It smells
They're
great.
few and far between.
Yeah. The clean sheet, they've used a new fabric detergent on it.
I was
It smells
literally about to
lovely,
say
doesn't
then,
it?
I think Carrow Road smells like a Febreze.
Do you?
Yeah, I think Carrow Road smells like Febreze.
We think it's the nicest smelling stadium in the top flight.
I just got a feeling Canaries,
Oh yeah, 'cause
Febreze. I don't know
birds
why.
notorious
There's no
Birds are
link
known for
between them.
smelling
There's no
beautiful,
link
aren't
between
they?
them at
Yeah.
all, but I think it smells
Yeah,
nice.
because
Have you ever had pet birds?
No.
No, but my primary school teacher, she had a canary in the classroom in
Really?
a cage, and then you could have each child could take the canary home for the weekend.
on the canary?
Literally.
No, you had it last weekend. Yeah, but he likes my house.
But my mother has a severe phobia of birds and feathers. Long
Really?
story. Yeah, we were on TV about it and everything. That's a story for another day.
Good luck writing with a quill in your house.
Exactly. So
But mother, I'm delving into my medieval side.
Never
no,
mind.
get that quill out of here.
So yeah, I was never allowed
Sorry,
birds.
I can't not ask more questions on that. I know this is a football
Yeah,
channel.
that's fine.
You were on telly because your mum's scared of feathers.
Yes.
Talk
So
to
long story short.
Yeah, keep it long.
Yeah, with this game, who knows?
Long story long.
So about 20 years ago, the BBC had a programme called Phobias.
What was it about? That's a joke.
It was about, yeah,
Carry
I
on.
was going to say. And yeah, my mother was on that show because they, wanted to, they believed they could cure her. And through that, I obviously made a few cameo appearances. So yeah.
Did they cure her?
I can neither confirm nor deny. At the end of the show, it
Wasn't
looks
it years ago?
At the end of the show, it looks like she's cured, but she can her coping mechanisms are a lot better. So.
That's good. So
Yeah.
can she
Progress.
And they figured out why
Progress.
she was scared, which
Really?
was she never knew why she had the phobia. So she did like hypnotherapy or something, which we didn't really think would do anything, but
It did.
she then
So,
found the root of the problem.
I bet she's a nightmare in like a North Face jacket, isn't she? In case it pops.
Oh, it wouldn't
couldn't
even
wear
be in
that.
the house.
Really?
No, yeah.
No.
The trip to Venice in is it St Mark's Square, that was chaotic to say the
Really?
least.
Oh, pigeons everywhere.
Yeah, trip into Manchester City Centre can be rough.
No,
so.
no feather duster for getting
Lots
cobwebs.
of pigeons in
No.
Venice. I'm supposed to be in Venice right now. Genuinely.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you not know that there's loads of pigeons in it?
No.
Will you be? I don't know if you've
I
been.
didn't know- I
serious.
didn't even know- I
No,
didn't
that
even
it's
know
like
that. I didn't know that.
synonymous because
I didn't know that.
the whole thing is that you've got like Venice is sinking, and then on top of it, because of all the pigeon poo, it's kind of like destroying
Weighing it
buildings and stuff
down.
like that.
Sinking
So
even faster.
Yeah, it's
Pigeon
weighing
poo in
it-
Venice is weighing the city down.
They've shat so much.
yeah,
The city's underwater.
it's sinking. Yeah. So
But
there's
enough
the
about
phobia
pigeon
story.
poo.
Yeah,
You can see the half-time stats on your screen, and it
If you
looks
want-
like we've actually been dominating that game. 4 shots on target, but
Your channel, is it? Go on.
whoa,
shots
no,
fired.
you've
Read
it
complained.
out.
You've complained.
I'm only
Go on,
messing
off
with
you
it
go,
out.
you diva.
Read
Go
it
on,
out.
off you go.
Read it.
We've had 4 shots on target in the first half, and it looks like we've been dominating that game, but we really haven't, have we, Ange? Because I was going to
No.
ask Joe, but he's been
Bit
we've got under the skin there, haven't we, a
Yeah.
little bit? It looks like we've dominated the game, but we haven't, have we?
No, we have not. It's been very frustrating viewing. Can sense some
You can sense
frustration
it.
here
You can
right
sense
now.
it on my left, your right.
So sometimes stats don't always tell the truth.
Depends who reads them. I say. Someone said Howson at half time. He should be coming on for the second half. I don't know where he is. What?
Whoa! Timing of that. You wanted Howson at half time. You've got it.
Hopefully, people behind the camera are going to snap into action anytime and get a microphone for Stephen Howson. We'll
Better.
find out, won't we? Yeah, it's there, but we need to get it going, don't we? You know how things work. Just plug in his phone and then we'll get it sorted.
Yeah.
Half time? Question mark. Yes, it is half time.
It is half time. Yeah.
4 shots on target almost seems like they've given us an extra one for free there. I can't remember that.
4. There was Ronaldo's. There was Maguire's. When were the other 2?
I can't think. Did Dallo have one, or was that the last game?
Oh no, Dallo. Dallo. P-roller, wasn't it?
Yeah.
P-roller went straight into him, so it does count, doesn't it?
Drum Monkey says, Well, that story time was more fun than the game, so that's
Oh,
good.
right. Well, I'm glad
Have you
everyone
got any,
enjoyed
Have you got
it.
any strange phobias? Not that that's strange.
Well, I don't really like pigeons because of it. Because when I was a
Really?
kid, my mum would get me to like run at the pigeons to get them to fly away, and now I'm
You
not.
were the sort of the sheepdog to the pigeon sheep.
Basically, yeah. Had a really bad phobia of dogs for a while when I was little because I was bit by one. But I have
Really?
since got over that. So,
That's good.
heights. I don't do heights.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I think
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
and if anybody
murderers
did
up
ever
close.
watch any, if anyone did ever watch any of the One Football videos, there was one where I had to. It was based. Oh, what is it called now? I had to go on like a zip wire over the old Munich Olympic stadium. Yeah.
Did you? I'd love to do that. I love a zip
That's
wire.
mint.
I'll just read a few comments while we get the cameras sorted. What are you talking about dogs for? Because the game has been absolute dog shite. That's what we're talking about dogs for. Rashford is pissing me off, according to Rarix. Yeah. DD says,
Are we all
who's
right
better, Arsenal or Man United? Well, Man United, obviously. Because we finish above Arsenal most years. Joe, do you have any phobias? Just commitment, really. Tom no, I'm joking. I don't really like... I
don't like me being in this shot.
Allergic to bullshit, me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If anything.
Allergic to new stat readers.
Yeah, that's the one. Steve's right round the corner there. Get in here. Right, there you go. Look, just move that about. That's good.
Here we
Look,
go.
Stephen House
Hey.
joins us. That you're not going to be able to sit like that for the full half, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Are you really?
Pretty confident, I'm going to be honest with you.
Is it? How are you doing, Steve?
Super.
I've got a lot of questions in the comments for you. They're saying, as a group,
3.1486615233.
that's wrong.
Close to pi. Yeah.
You said 88. And I don't think there's any repeating numbers, is there? There might be anyway.
Anyway.
Anyway, a lot of comments in the questions for you. Questions in the comments. Where's Rio Ferdinand like you promised everyone? And I said I'll wait till Steve gets here because he's the one who
I
lied
don't
to you,
think I
not
can
me.
actually tell them people because I think it's...
We don't need to tell them
private
why,
information.
but you can just tell them what's happened.
No, I don't think I can.
Well, you can tell him he's not here and you're sorry.
Right, I'm sorry.
You promised something you couldn't deliver.
I did promise something I couldn't deliver. I was sceptical in the first place.
Is Steve's mic on? Because
Hello?
people are saying they can't hear him.
1, 2. 1, 2. I'll maybe look at the visual mixer and maybe see if it's...
We'll sort it. We'll get it sorted.
Am I on?
But yes, Rio's not here.
No.
Reno, more
He
like.
had to run.
He had to go.
Let's just say he had to run.
Where is
I'm busy.
Where is the
Yeah.
press? Steve, have you got any phobias?
Don't like spiders.
Really? Is that why you've got an irrational hatred for Aaron Wan-Bissaka?
I wouldn't call it irrational. Or a hate.
Yeah, your mic's on now. I can hear you. Steve's mic not on again. Well, it should be. I can hear it. It's good. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Oh,
Don't need the attitude.
Pretty
Really.
shit
the
game,
divas
getting
transferring
mad
from
at the
Josie
comments.
to the producers.
Getting mad at the comments. Bring on Mason and Langer. Would you make any subs at half time, Steve?
I said that.
I can see why you would, but I think you're also playing against a low block, which is just difficult, isn't it? So it's the whole idea of a low block, and certainly a Dean Smith low block. A lot of players out with COVID. Here's what he's done. Hey, guess what we're doing, lads? No spaces tomorrow. We're just gonna shut the door and we're just gonna hope for the best, and we're gonna come away with a 0-0 win. That's
Yeah.
what he's thought.
Yeah. The
So of course it's difficult.
first sort of 20 minutes, I thought Norwich were coming after us, and then Grant Hanley was injured for ages, and then after that, they've not really done anything. Have
I
they?
think that killed the tempo of the game.
Yeah, for them.
What little there
certainly.
was.
Yeah. Yeah, the second half has kicked off. Sweaty Alex says, finally Steve's here talking sense. Some
You lot been talking about old Mac.
We've been talking about celebrity chefs,
Yeah.
because we started with Delia Smith, and next thing you know,
followed by a few
we've got a Hugh
celebrity
Fernley
chefs.
Whittingstall fan here.
Who's
You
your
are?
favourite celebrity chef, Steve?
It's got to be Gordon Ramsay, hasn't it? I mean, have you not just binged like Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares
you do,
USA?
don't you? Yeah, you do,
100%.
don't you?
It was a lockdown binge.
3-minute videos on Facebook that just keep coming and coming and coming and coming.
No, get on YouTube.
No, the
or get them on.
full
I think they're on.
Channel
They're on
4.
Netflix. They're on one of the platforms, either Netflix or Amazon. I think it's Amazon actually. Just go right through.
I like it occasionally. There's a very rare occasion where you call someone the C word and you go, Chef Ramsay, how dare you?
But the
And then
thing
you go,
is, it's
"You
so
must have no business."
formulaic. You know exactly what's going to happen. You're going to get the douchebag, usually the son, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have the parents who've worked their entire lives, so this douchebag can inherit whatever restaurant
Yeah.
they've got.
And he's just
Usually-
drinking cocktails.
Usually a
Usually-
seafood gaff in Boston.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, what do you mean you're using fucking imported microwaved crab?
Yeah, everything's frozen, everything's microwaved.
And they've got like 3 people a month coming through
Yeah.
the door.
And the chef's just...
Yeah, the chef's just had enough. He's tired.
The chef's some big fat bloke.
It's so formulaic, and then obviously he comes and observes for one night. It's dead. Everything goes tits up. He has to shut it down. That's everyone's favourite part, obviously, when he shouts that and walks off.
Stop the service! Stop the service! This steak is sad, or whatever he says. And then
you get the sob story, then you get the redemption arc.
I tell you what I always like,
and
though.
the reopening always goes perfect.
Do you know when they do the reopening and they unveil the new restaurant, and everyone who's watching goes, "That doesn't look very nice," and then they're going, "It's amazing." I like how you've just bought very cheap tables because you spent. You spent most of the budget on Gordon Ramsay. And then they always put like a nice. We put the logo really.
You see the
big
stats,
on
like
the wall.
97% of the restaurants that Ramsey visited on Kitchen Nightmares are tits.
Oh yeah, they still end up closing down. Yeah.
Yeah. Joe, why? Because they're obviously terrible.
Because they're owned by idiots, regardless.
I feel
of
like
fact.
3 days of him is not going to change how they manage.
No.
So it's never going to work, is it?
What's your favourite one?
Oh,
Because
that
if it's not the cat lady.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Oh,
The cat lady
Meow
one.
meow. I talk to my cats. Meow meow meow.
There's that one where it's called like Sherry's Cakes or whatever, and she's just an absolute.
Is that the one with the eyes?
nightmare.
That's
Yeah, that might be it.
that's the cat. That's
Oh,
the
is it?
talk to my cats lady. Yeah.
Maybe it's that one then.
there's one
And
from
she's
like
got an older husband.
I don't know. They've all got an older husband, haven't they?
there was a season 1 where it was an Italian restaurant and like the son, there was like a debt collector that like rocked up and like the son's outside like fighting with this debt collector, and in the fight like his dad ends up falling over on the sidewalk. It's a whole mess.
Oh no, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
Did he have like a heart attack or a stroke?
But the guy, he's got like these brilliant white veneers and he just walks around giving people free stuff, and they're like, we've got no money. He's like, yeah, but these are my friends, and like, you know, and he has like a fake
They're
tan.
friends.
as well, which is
Yeah.
just fucking
It's a lot.
awful.
Yeah.
Patrick St. Pierre, welcome to the Academy. Automatically entered for the 12 Days of Christmas giveaway.
Some
12
man.
prizes over 12 days.
I think
All
I'm
you have
passing
to
through
do-
the middle sharp, but the final third's non-existent. Like that.
There you go. Yeah, it's not been great. It's not been great so far. Amy's Baking Company, that's the one. Absolute tremendous television.
Oh,
Yeah.
Isn't it?
White Walls are. It's a great shout.
Yeah.
It's bingeable. It's so bingeable because it gets crazy every minute. You're like, this
Yeah.
isn't possible. Oh, where are we going now?
Yeah. It is good. It's a good show.
And then
definitely had the best career.
they got wrecked on socials.
Yeah.
And so what they started to do then was like to try and attack like Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
They are fully off the deep end, them two.
Yeah.
And then people keep going and like filming them. And they're just every bit what you'd
That's
expect.
sad, though,
and like,
yeah.
we're going to sue Gordon Ramsay because of how he portrayed us. Or maybe you're terrible.
Yeah. I do feel bad for people though. Because you should be allowed to be a dickhead without people filming you all the time. Isn't that right, Steve? That's you. That was a joke. That was good. People saying nothing's changed in the comments, Steve. What do you make of that as an assessment of United's performance?
Well, that's abjectly not true, is it?
Do you think?
Yeah. And then everything that we're doing has got a bit more pace and tempo to it. But like I said earlier, the quality's not quite there in the final third, but you're dealing with a team that's literally sitting back. And also, shit, man, what's he had? He's probably had 4 or 5 training sessions.
Yeah.
It's
not
going to
easy,
be a
is it?
bit.
He's
It's
a
going to
coach,
be a bit iffy now
not
and
a
then, isn't
wizard.
Yeah, I think people, because there was clear and obvious progress against Palace, or it seemed as though there was, people expect it to be a linear
It to keep getting
progression.
better every
Dean
single
Smith's got in
time.
there, turned their results around, got his arse handed to him by Spurs, and then lost a load of players to COVID. Do you think he's doing anything apart from just being difficult today?
Nullify.
It makes sense. It's probably the best thing for them to do, isn't it? Vamp, welcome to the Academy. Thank you very much for joining and helping out the channel. Entered for the 12 Days of Paddock as well.
I can't believe you're giving away a real full-size replica of Old Trafford as well.
I know. It's
Impressive,
a tour of Old Trafford, Steve, which is good.
That would be a task in the post, wouldn't it?
What, a full-size Old Trafford?
You're not getting that on Prime.
Oh,
Rashford's been
Rashy.
poor today.
He's been poor since he's come. He's been poor this season.
Yeah, we've been.
I think he's had a good game this
before,
season.
yeah.
He's just there, though. He's got 2 passing options on. He's got Ronaldo to feet, or he can play it in front of Sancho, and he just plays it straight to their defenders. And that's too easy as well.
Get there, Victor.
Needs
Get
to-
there, Victor.
That's all right.
It might be a
Plays
good
it
idea to allow them onto you a little bit and then create a bit of space in behind.
Yeah.
Tease them in a bit.
Yeah. And I'm sure that's not a deliberate thing. Like, yeah, let's just be shit for a bit.
No.
See what happens.
That's what we'll say it is when we're reviewing it.
When we score. Yeah.
The Ralph tease. Ralph's tease in Reds. Get there, someone.
I was gonna
Christ.
say, yeah. Good.
It's a great
That's
leap from
brilliant.
Ronnie.
Oh, that's poor
And
again.
then
isn't
Rashford
it?
get him all the way.
The hold-up player. Rashford's just 2 left feet at the minute.
I know. It's like he gets the ball and he'll dribble with it, go past him and think, oh, brilliant. And then he'll try and go past another one and then just lose it and keeps doing the same thing. Not releasing it quick enough and just... Fred!
Ooh. Steady.
2
One
into
good game, how about relax?
corner to United.
Bruno's delivery off corners is pants, I think. It's pants. He just needs to get better at it because it very rarely goes past the first
Yeah, we're hitting
two.
the first man a lot.
It's very
He's
frustrating.
put so much pace on it. That's like it's so hard to get that pace and distance perfectly right.
He must have heard me.
That's better.
Tim Krul's a hell of a keeper, though.
I know. That's what I said before.
You done
every
in
time we
Germany now?
play.
Not going back.
Yeah, done. Back
Done,
good.
done.
Done.
Well done, Fred.
What, you full take that song, yeah?
Full.
Corner didn't really leave.
What's your
them in
favourite
at
take
all.
that song? Mine's The Flood.
Tell me, where am I? Because there's obviously a difference.
Your
The
Shower,
Office.
never forget.
yeah. Yeah.
Don't know what I was going on about.
You're in a shower, but it's in prison.
Million love songs.
Very good.
In the car, in the rain,
Yeah.
back for good.
Yeah. What about that other one that's on the
What's this?
Morrison's
Want you
adverts?
back?
Patience.
No.
That's my post office queue song.
Is it?
Just getting annoyed at old people fucking paying me everything with copper.
Yeah.
Keep contactless, Karen. Jesus.
I like contactless.
The Flood's got to be up there. Underrated.
It's underrated, but it's also...
There was more of them than us. Now they'll never dance
What
again.
about Relight My Fire with Lulu?
Oh, no, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Ewan, welcome to the first team. Thank you very much. Norwich players are made of glass.
It's bold.
Interesting. Yeah.
3 of them have gone down, haven't they?
No Rona, by the way.
No one
Your
around here.
cough before anyone suggests it.
Before
No
everyone
Rona
did in
around
the
here.
comments, because I was pretty ill yesterday. And I don't feel 100% today. I get out of breath if I talk for like a minute or so.
And you've done a PCR
Most
test.
people do, though.
Yeah, I did a lateral flow, negative. And then I was talking to my therapist yesterday. She was like, oh, the Omicron thingy is like basically all the symptoms you've got. I was like, fuck's sake. So I went to our local testing centre, which is the Etihad for anyone who's wondering, around Manchester.
Did you actually make it in?
What?
Did you actually make it in?
Where's the car park?
No. Right. It's forgivable then. He's trimmed rubbish, by the way.
Can we get
So
to
I
the
did
point
my
where
test.
it's negative? Because I'm
Got
worried.
the test result back this morning.
It's a great ball.
Really fast.
Very positive news, wasn't it? That's what it said
That
on
it
the
was negative,
email
yeah.
anyway, yeah.
Rash is in it.
Positive news, you're negative.
Rashford's in it.
Missed.
It's a great recovery
Good
challenge.
tackle. You won the ball.
He's
I don't
called
reckon
offside,
that's
so
allowed.
he's called offside anyway.
I'm sick of this delayed offside.
Yeah, it's
call.
rubbish, innit? I understand why they do it in case a goal is like,
I mean, yeah.
Comfortably off.
but it's just so frustrating.
Yeah. Comfortably offside.
I think he's going to get played through this poor form because he's, in theory at least, everything you think Ralph Rangnick wants in a forward. In reality, he's gone full Tony Pulis. In reality,
Tony
he's not having it at the minute,
Pulis?
is he, at the minute?
No, he's not.
He is
struggling.
going full Tony Pulis on the sideline now, anyway, with the cap.
The cap, yeah. Very United.
He probably
maybe
just
still.
had like
Was
a
the
plain
cap
black
there
one, didn't he?
before?
I think he
No,
had
it
one.
started
No, it wasn't.
again.
He didn't start with it, no.
He had one the other day, though.
The cap.
He did, yeah.
I don't like that it's red as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the
And
cap.
it's what is essentially a pensioner in a red cap.
Yeah. Here's what happened.
Yeah.
He put on like a plain Fruit of the Loom
Yeah.
snapback, right? And someone at the club was like, I don't fucking think so.
So like this one.
Yeah. How
Looking
about
like-
one that's $21.99 in the Megastore
Yeah. An old lady that's just been taken to Disneyland.
that we can now tag on Instagram
Yeah,
that you can buy
exactly.
straight off it.
Come on, Vera, do you want a cap from the shop? It's got Mickey Mouse ears on it.
Put your cap on, you look ill.
Yeah, exactly. Protect you from the sun. Upsetting, really, isn't it?
So who was everyone's favourite celebrity chef? Because I'm assuming it's Gordon Ramsay.
Man was Marco Pierre White.
No, we were saying TV, weren't we?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah, we
just.
were. Yeah.
Which I guess
I
the
don't think
celebrity
I-
chef is on TV.
Oh, I did.
but
I
yeah.
did give mine yet with Nigella.
Why?
Because he's a perv.
No.
It was.
How can
you
I
said
be a
you-
perv
you said
if
you-
Nigella's
How
like
can I be a-
60?
You said that you liked
Nigella's
it
at
because
60.
because
I'm
of the
like third of her
ASMR
age.
quality of her
Yeah?
productions. That's not for the cooking, is it?
Yeah, but she still makes a cracking scrambled egg on toast.
Oh,
Sourdough.
that difficult thing that we
Yeah,
did
If
that
you
really
don't-
tough thing
if
that I
you're
need to
a
watch a chef
yeah.
If
cook
you're a
to know how to
beginner-
cook
Today
it, yeah.
I'm making cuppa soup. You're like, I can make cuppa soup.
Was there any love for Ainsley Harriott?
No. He hasn't been on telly for 20 years. Is he,
Completely
can you still
forgot about
count
him.
him?
No,
Give
did
you
you
meat
not
a good
see
old
him?
rub?
Oh my
Um,
god, what a save the hair.
Did you not see him on this morning when he came in with that pan to that poor pensioner and scared the life out
yeah,
of
that's
her.
good.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Jill. Yeah.
But he's very
What about, is it Gino Di Campo? Anyone for
I
him?
said him, but his jokes are a bit tiresome now.
It's becoming mainstream, isn't it?
good save. This
He knows
by
what's
De Gea.
going on. It's a great save, that, by
I'm
the way.
assuming everyone thinks Jamie Oliver's a Tory tossback.
I don't mind him.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, because I vote Tory every time there's an election, me. Corner to Norwich. Good save there by De Gea.
It was a great save.
Good
The Norwich player headed that out for us.
free kick.
Who's that down?
Tell us.
80.
Hell Gone Wheels 87 says you need to get a Van Gaal a lawnmower 4.0 so he can say he has clean balls so I can sing on his press conference.
Was it Luca Toni who whipped his spuds out for?
Yeah.
He need to show balls.
That's interesting, isn't it?
I sometimes use the word horny in training, as he did.
Too much though, wasn't it?
It was
And
way
yet
too
it was
much.
the most boring football of all time. The least horny football.
Yeah.
Jasanth Matthew says, can't wait for people to start calling you top reds for being patient.
Yes,
and
Fred.
sticking by Ragnick. Some people in the comments would have sacked him already. Fred's holding his
Few
face.
Ollie ins, few Ragnick outs.
Yeah.
Welcome to the internet.
Did he just get slapped on the head?
Is he checking if he's bleeding?
I'm bleeding. And because if you are bleeding, obviously the world ends then.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Checking 3 or 4 times.
Did he
Did
actually
he,
just
even,
brush
did he
his
actually
face?
touch his face?
That's
He
disgusting.
didn't
Actually
even
doesn't.
touch him.
No,
That's
he's checking if he's
disgusting.
fucking bleeding
No, that's
from
disgusting.
not being touched
Oh,
in
that's
the face.
ridiculous.
He's knocked him out.
Send him
Billy
off.
Gilmore, you ought to be ashamed. You ought to be ashamed for going near Fred's face.
Standing, Victor. Oh.
It's not Lindelof's strong suit, that kind of defending, is it?
Harry Maguire looks
Rough.
Well
rough.
hard.
He's got a black eye.
Doesn't it look rough? No, but it looks like
Looks like, even without the black eye, he
looks like he's
rough.
gonna ask me for 50p when I walk through the car park in a bit.
I want a bit of that.
No, not that
A nice
rough.
feral centre back.
No, like he's not
Feral.
slept and he smells of bus stops.
Bus
Like,
stops and gin. Thought
Yeah.
you were going to say something else then, didn't you?
Get up!
Oh!
Oh, what? Did he save that?
Fucking hell. Oh no.
Norwich are looking dangerous here.
Yeah,
Corner
but
ball.
you're having a hell of a season, aren't they?
Norwich. Yeah, they are, yeah. Just sack your manager and start beating United. I think it's another corner, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Jesus.
Do you?
All this hands shit at corners pisses me right off.
Come on then. Win that. Well done, Harry. Another corner.
Another corner.
A Muller corner.
Oh, we had this conversation last Watchalong, didn't we? Muller corners.
Yeah.
Is he going for a goatee or has he just got a shit beard?
I think he's
growth?
not shaven. Someone's punched him in the head.
No, do you remember he got was it Clark against Palace when he got the head thing on? He wrapped his head around with that big thing, didn't he? It could just be the aftermath of that.
Won the header.
Oh, Fred, challenge
He's
me if
on
you're going to
there as
look.
Get
up.
He just swung and missed that, didn't he?
Oh,
no, what's
fucking
going on
hell.
here?
That's a goal kick. Another corner.
Huge shouts for
4
handball.
corners in about 2 minutes here. This is just getting ridiculous
Yeah, it
now.
is. Deary me.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah. They're going to score one of these eventually. We're not good enough from set pieces to keep
Oh my
conceding.
God.
They've had 5 second half corners. It's been 15 minutes in. Christ on a bike. Come on, lads. Out.
Ball in, David. There you go. Now, come on then. Come on then.
That was a
What the
strange,
fuck
that was a
technique?
That was
strange
like a
throw, wasn't
netball
it?
bounce
It
pass or
worked, though.
something.
It worked. But they haven't put that many men forward that we can really counter-attack them here. They've got 7 men back already.
We've countered with blistering pace to
Yeah.
being countered by 8 men.
Yeah, exactly.
Ha ha!
That's why we kept winning from them corners, because they only put 2 men in the box.
Oh! That's a corner. Did he give it? Did he give it? Did he not give it?
Let's not give it.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure Krul gets a hand to that.
It's a cracking effort. Low driven.
It is.
Near post.
He's hit that well early, hasn't he?
Oh, it's not
No,
a
it
corner.
doesn't. Yeah, Krul doesn't get it. It's the side net.
Yeah. We had a super chat from Robert who said, which United player would be a celebrity chef if they weren't a footballer?
One matter.
Oh, that's
But, yeah.
it's quite
Yeah.
alarming that you know that like that.
That's
Tell me that fucker's not wearing a pinafore talking about fucking FFF when you're.
Yeah. I could see it.
Baking with One Matter is the series that we need to make.
Oh
There you go.
my, yeah.
Yeah.
It tells you about the time he went to the mountains in
Quebec.
around Bilbao, and he had a sponge cake.
Changed his life. Have you ever had your life changed by a sponge cake, Steve? You don't eat much cake, do you?
No.
Shame.
Not like.
Is it a shame that you don't eat cake?
It is for me, yeah, because it'd be something to take the piss out of him for.
Yeah.
But I can't.
What do I eat, Joe?
You eat mostly chicken and Red Bull. They're the two main things you eat.
That's the two main food groups.
Yeah, chicken and Red Bull. Yeah. And the odd...
Go on, that's a great ball from
He's
Fred.
onside there, though. He's going to chip him. Oh, no, he's
It's a great
inside.
turn.
And he's giving it a shit ball to Ronaldo, who's giving it to Bruno, who lost it.
Aye.
It's out to Fred, who's kept it.
Oh my
somehow,
God.
He's done
turned
well.
it, and
He's
sprayed it
done
out
very
to
well.
Rashford
Poor
again.
ball from Rashford there, wasn't it? Behind
Rubbish.
Ronaldo.
Look at the line of Norwich, though.
Oh,
You just knew someone was going to mess up, didn't you?
Scott. Go on then. Weirdly slow there. Well
Good
done.
tackle.
Yes,
Well
Diogo.
Carlo. Give it away.
No,
now.
Diogo.
Yeah, poor from Rashford that. He could have done more than that.
Just the last bit of the
Yeah.
last bit of everything's just off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
All right, we've done One Matter baking, because obviously he's a baking guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who else is going to be give me a different cook?
Different cook.
Who do you reckon would be good at making like a Sunday roast out of them?
Phil Jones.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just definitely have the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
What are
does
you doing
that.
all
No,
weekend?
you know what
Bird on the go.
I'd argue Lee Grant for Sunday roast.
Yeah, I
He
bet
just
he
seems
loves
like
it.
he just
Also
seems like
has
a
You
time.
go around to his
Yeah.
house, and I bet he's single, but his house is spotless.
Spotless.
Whereas, like, most of the time you go
Like
around, there's,
forensically
yeah,
spotless.
but he's got loads
Yeah.
of like plates and knives and forks. They normally go around someone's house, at a lad's house, and they've got like one plate and one knife. You're like, well, it's only me that
They
lives
don't-
here.
they don't
Oh,
match.
he's got like an
Yeah.
8-piece set
He's
of
got it all.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, do you know when...
I feel like he
Stand
has
to fork.
in a
fancy.
drawer as well.
Yes.
Not in a cupboard, like
Yes.
a fucking normal person.
No.
He's opening drawers for plates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know
Good on
when
it.
Buzz Lightyear thinks he's Mrs. Nesbit in Toy Story, and he's got the little penny on in the thing? I think that's Lee Grant on a Sunday afternoon.
I feel like he has dinner parties.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
He hasn't got what else to do, has he? Apart from announce substitutions when the
I
guy's
think
not here.
Eric Bailly does a mean crawfish on a grill.
Oh. Ooh, frying it up. If anyone's asking what the score is, the score's on the screen.
0-0 as fuck is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not just a 0-0, is it? It's a 0-0 as fuck.
Go on,
Get there, Jane.
Get that.
No,
It's easy.
it's too easy, innit?
Yeah.
Who do you reckon can't
So
cook
much
for
space
shit?
there.
Oh, we already know
Harry
this,
Maguire
don't we?
can't
Luke
cook.
Shaw. We already know Luke
Yeah,
Shaw
Luke
can't
Shaw.
cook for shit.
Yeah.
I don't reckon Harry Maguire can cook.
Do you think
either.
Ronaldo can cook?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I reckon
just-
he's meticulous.
Do you
just
reckon?
chooses not to?
I bet he doesn't.
He
though.
just doesn't have to.
Or he
yeah.
takes so much time and like you like see it from behind and he's like
Why are
putting,
you
like,
weighing broccoli, you prick?
single bits and then you're looking at it as just boiled chicken and boiled broccoli, but he's made it like he's some sort of celebrity
Yeah.
chef. Like
Because that's all he ever. Whenever he goes out, that's all he gets it as.
Yeah.
So he actually thinks that's how you have to do it.
yeah, just boil my head. Right.
Yeah, but he's weighing. He's taking rice grains out before he
Yeah.
starts.
Yeah,
Is
he's
that why you're doing
counting.
that? I don't need. Well, I've just worked out my carbs for the day.
He
and
lines them all
Those
up.
3 were too much.
Like,
Fuck off.
Yeah. 4 lines of 25 grains of rice.
Oh,
We having
Ronnie,
we
that's
having
too
a bottle of wine
easy.
with that? No. We are. aren't we?
Agua,
Agua from the fridge.
triple filtered for a smooth outcome. Agua water.
Outcome.
I'll put it in a glass for
There
you
you
though. Ledge. Yeah, I'm not going around Ronaldo's if he offers me.
No, not for dinner.
Was it Patrice Evra that said that? Like, don't go to his house.
Yeah, because he's
for
going to
food?
make you do a ping pong competition, then a press up competition.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then when he
really?
cooks you something, it's going to be well shit.
Plain chicken and rice.
That's been steamed.
Just
No
so-
seasoning.
We've not even grilled it, mate. We've
He
just steamed
100%
it.
has a steam oven.
Yeah, disgustingly.
Air fryer?
competitive,
No
isn't it?
chance.
No, steam ovens all the way.
Sorry. Come on then. Just breaking this down. The thing we've struggled to do for the last
Wonder
8 years.
how can you discuss Ronaldo the most, do you reckon?
Disgusting.
Because let's assume that he was coming on a podcast that you might have heard.
Yeah.
of.
I know what disgusting. Frey Bentos.
But I wonder if you could like weird him out enough where
He'd lose his
he'd
mind.
kind of like be wobbled.
I
Do you
think
reckon KFC would do
I
him
think
in?
the way you discussed him is shit on his chest.
All right, I'm not going too far. Jesus Christ.
No,
Jordan.
but like if you had like a cooking
go, bit of
segment
space
and you
here.
were like frying chicken, I feel like he'd go under.
You know, we're all sitting around here. He's pulled out a lemon water because he's feeling adventurous.
Because he's got a few spare calories for the day.
lemon-
He weighed the lemon wedges and they were all right. Yeah.
And then he's like, we're going to get something to eat. And he's like...
Yeah, I know a place, and they take him to Red Hot Buffet.
And he's taking Sancho off.
Tops, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, take him to Tops.
Just KFC, because KFC, when it's delivered, is just extra shit.
Yeah.
So it's not even like... It doesn't even taste good.
No.
If you show him the boneless ones, the fillets, I don't think he's as disgusted as the original recipe.
That's
greasy.
dripping.
Yeah, in just...
Jadon Sancho's come
Rubbish.
off for Mason Greenwood. Interesting there. I'm
I would
surprised
have
that
thought
wasn't
he'd
Rashford.
have took Marcus Rashford off,
Yeah.
to be honest.
What was the bench, actually? I never saw the bench.
There were 2 goalkeepers.
Yeah, we know that
It's
much.
useful.
I'll get the bench up.
Martial was not on it.
Shaw was on it.
I love how he's walked in and gone, Tony!
There you go. There's the bench, D. Henderson, Heaton, Bailly, Jones, Shaw, Lingard, Van der Beek, Elanga, and now Rashford.
Look at what? Lingard maybe, although
Sancho,
he
sorry.
didn't light the world up the other night.
No.
Or Elanga. We're really asking Elanga to bail us out. It is almost a way of every single manager to find their little golden pony youth player, isn't it?
Yeah.
You are my go-to
Yeah.
shiny thing.
Van Gaal went for Rashford.
Tell you what, if any youth player
Jose
was going to
went
get a
for
performance, if any youth player was getting a performance after Thursday, it's Tiedemann Mengi.
Yeah,
he
it
was
was good.
absolutely unbelievable when he came on.
Go on, Ronnie.
I can't tell if he's offside here.
Oh,
Stop the
I was going
corner.
to say he's won a corner, but he's not.
No.
Some quick thinking. I think Tedden could really put some pressure to become, not necessarily to start this season, but certainly to
Yeah.
position himself as third choice.
Shit. Good pass here and then through, and that's
Luckily,
not a
it
good
wasn't a
pass.
good
Yeah,
pass.
it's a good job that it went all the way wide. They've whipped it back in.
Alden David,
The head
right.
is easy.
Again, you can't counter-attack them because they've still got 7 men back. Look. It's a good ball.
Just
though,
fully
that.
organised back four like that one.
Yeah. You can't counter-attack us if we never attack.
Yeah, they're just attacking in 2s and 3s, and
Yeah.
everyone else would be like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
A solid wall of 5 from the halfway line.
Not quite there today, is it?
No. Still 20
You,
minutes
think as
though.
well, you can't press
Oh, yeah.
a low block.
We
really?
could still get a win. I'm not.
They've
saying that.
overloaded you.
Yeah.
There's loads of them. You get numerical superiority when teams have actually spread out and looking to actually play. When teams are like, yeah, we don't give a fuck about that. You can't press them, especially because going long is their first option anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like you're going to make us go long.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. They're making a sub, I think. Placheta.
Placetta.
Having a go at.
Come on, you yellows.
And it's
Great, done it.
yeah, you yellows. And then Todd Cantwell's come on. Yeah, Yellows is a shit nickname, innit? Really shit.
Come on, you yellows. Don't
I
work,
don't
does
like
it?
it. I don't like it.
I think also like a Manc accent of yellows is probably not as bad as yellows. Like
Yeah,
pronouncing the
yellows is really
whole
bad.
thing.
Oh, you mean someone
That
from
Lindelof's
Norwich?
injured.
Yeah, basically.
Lindelof's coming off here.
Mengi not on the bench now.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Fergal McClements says this feels exactly the same as when Ollie was manager. Michael Fetty says, does Rashford have it in his contract that he can't come off? Sancho's unlucky, he always gets pulled off before Rashford. And Akshat says, at this point I'm just listening to you guys like the great podcast about chefs and food rather than watching this boring, frustrating thing. That's where it gets to, isn't it? That's why we're chatting about
But that's why we're
celebrity
That's
chefs.
why some of the best watch-alongs have been when the game's not interesting.
Yeah,
Like the Tranmeres and the Lasks of the world.
yeah.
It's
Your
just been
6
getting
nils.
absolutely fucking twisted.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with
Or 0-0s.
I don't know what's up with Lindelof here.
Said he can't
Because he was
breathe.
pointing towards his chest, wasn't he?
Was
But I
he?
didn't know if he was saying he was...
Ronaldo's asking me if he's had enough steamed broccoli this morning.
How much broccoli did you have? How many grams? How long did you
14!
steam it for?
Fucking madman!
If he can't breathe, get him off.
Yeah.
Interesting that. Worrying.
He's going to punch him now, make sure he can't breathe. Straight back on.
Are you sure you can't breathe?
Yeah. Bayes one of those
Bang.
people who's like, oh, you
What
got,
about now?
you got a bruise, does it hurt? You're like, fuck's sake. Yes, it does hurt. Yeah, we're not playing with 10 men momentarily.
Like draw him out.
Yeah.
Cunning plan.
McSaucer's gone to centre half while we cover.
Yeah.
Bruno's come in a bit. Greenwood's playing the
Look
sole
at the
number
depth
9.
of them, honestly.
I know. And there's 5 behind that when we can't see it when camera angle's not there. There's 5.
Good touch.
Well
Just
done.
touch Marcus. He's
Brilliant.
gonna fuck it up now, already.
There you go.
Corner.
Corner.
Hey,
That's
what a
all right.
Corner.
It's not a fuck up. Good little
Isn't
player.
he
Doing well,
asthmatic?
He's
Is
got no
Lindelof
neck, though, has
asthmatic?
he?
No, just centre half.
What? But what was that meant to sound like?
Shut me dick.
It don't need to be a good joke. It just needs to be a joke. And I know
You've made a
I know
fucking
that
living
better
off
than
this
anyone. I was just going to say that. Lindelof
I
has
just
come
want
on.
my scraps, Joe. I want
Yeah.
my scraps.
No, that's all right. Grant Hanley in the tunnel there. Fucking doing his best to piss everyone off. I don't know why I've taken
You've
it.
got
It
like
just,
a real issue with him.
It just annoyed me that. It just went down loads. Right,
Jack
come on
dinner,
then.
Joe.
Sandwich. First fucking man again.
I'm telling you, he can't take corners.
I don't. But we've not been able to take corners for 10 years.
Ryan Giggs couldn't take corners.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Scotty whips it back in. Ref.
Oh!
Referendum, have a look
Rashford
at
gets a
that.
foul there. Ronaldo.
I think we've got
Is it a penalty?
I think we give it.
Manchester United have a penalty.
I can't quite tell what for. It seems as though
being
Ronaldo went,
held.
I'd like a penalty, please.
Oh no,
And
he's
then he gets
right round
yanked-
his neck.
Yeah. At the
That's a
risk-
penalty.
At the risk of sounding crude, he gets yanked off. He just simply does get yanked off.
At the risk of
listen.
sounding crude.
He does.
Listen, it's Saturday night. Anything can happen.
I don't know if the VAR in it. Ronaldo's holding the ball as though it's a foregone conclusion.
Well, like you say, he asked for it.
Dare I say Tim Krul and do this face?
Yeah, that hurt my ears though. That did stay.
Sorry.
I'd like to see it up close if we could.
He's been pulled off.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's all over him.
Is it Max Aaron?
He's all over
just been
him.
saying he's having a fucking great game.
Yeah.
It's light.
Yeah.
I think that's a touch light.
You
that.
can't go around the back
No,
of
I know you
someone's
can't.
neck.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's light.
Come on, Ronnie lad.
You give the ref a decision to make.
Ronnie looks like he's had a bit of a perm, actually.
Look at
Doesn't
that.
it? A bit curly.
I know
Very
that 84%
curly.
is a great record, but the fact that he scored 142 penalties is obscene.
140.
No, please don't.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Say 2 quickly before he takes it.
142.
Right, thank you.
That doesn't help.
It does a bit. Oh, Tim Krul
Look at him.
going.
He's an absolute penalty master.
He'll save this as well because he loves everything about hating Man United.
2-1, this gets retaken for him coming off the line after he saves it one time. How about that? Should we start with that? Very specific.
Come on,
Ronnie, lad.
Ronaldo.
Set of nonsense.
Come on.
He's just going to smash it right down the middle, I think.
That's what, he did
That's what I
last time.
thought as well. Back to back.
Just absolutely Pete Tonguing the fuck out of it.
Oh, stop
What's
checking
the ref
everyone's
doing?
toes, you
What is the
dickhead.
ref
Take the
doing?
penalty.
You absolute fucking tit wank.
Come on.
Yes!
Never in doubt. Never in doubt.
Don't know what that face means. But
Isn't it
means
interesting
1-0.
that City won by a penalty today? Chelsea won by a penalty, I think, or they had one. Liverpool won by a penalty, or they had one. Now United.
If
have had
you're
a
a
penalty.
bottom 10 team, you are screwing, you're fucking talking about tinfoil hats,
Yeah.
black helicopters,
Interesting.
the fucking
the
Illuminati.
pigeons are robots.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kick-off central now.
Fantastic.
Never in
I like
doubt.
Dean Smith, mate.
Never in doubt.
We needed that. We did need that. I was shitting my arse then. Well done, Chris.
Have you noticed what he does?
Normal.
He steps forward, but he throws one leg back.
Yeah.
I don't know if that contravenes the rules or not. Are you allowed to step one leg off but keep one leg on? Is it kind of one
Yeah,
of
you
those?
know, only
Still
one
on base.
only one leg has to be touching the line.
Well,
Well, there's
so
no
it's obviously
doubt
a
that
bit
it's
of
a
technique,
penalty,
isn't it?
because it is. It's clear as day. I have to keep showing
And
replays.
again,
It was clear.
The thing is, if it's any other player, or if it's a different player maybe, they might not go down there. But you put your arm around
Oh.
Ronaldo's neck,
He
he's
goes-
going down.
He goes,
Yeah.
what an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. He's like Peter Jones in Dragon's Den, isn't he? He's invested all in on that penalty. Everything. Max Aaron looks like he's never seen a penalty given in his life. He's like
What's just happened?
he's just seen something awful, some natural disaster in front of him.
That's
you just
a
gave him a
foul.
penalty because you put your arm around someone's neck. It was soft, but it was a penalty.
Go on, Fred.
Fucking hell.
He loves a knee-eye pass.
He
doesn't
does.
Fucking stop that.
I don't think he loves it. I think he's just his attempt at a pass, isn't it?
Absolutely twatted it at Mason Greenwood's
Fucking got it,
hips.
didn't
Yeah. Yeah.
Eric Bailly's on. If it couldn't get any, well, it'll be interesting. Let's say that.
Yeah.
He's an entertaining centre half. We know that.
Yeah, but do you know what?
Entertaining for who, though?
Do you know what?
The neutral.
You want your centre halves fucking boring, don't you?
Yeah.
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 Dallo been booked there.
Like, if I said to you, like, Johnny, you can give like tackles per game, interceptions per game. It shouldn't be overhead kicks attempted per game, should it?
No, it shouldn't.
4.4.
Although I'd like to see that, because I think Eric Bailly would be top in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's in the 99 percentile for that.
Out.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, to save, Dave!
That's what happens. We don't edit out. Oh,
That's a foul, Ronnie.
Oh.
What's a save, by the way? I know
That was a
it
hell of a
was.
save, that was.
Yeah, it was. I thought that was in.
It's perfect. It's low. It's in the corner, and Dave's like, nope.
Yeah, I'm having that. Great
Dave
save.
saves. He's been class this year, hasn't he? And it's a
Largely.
good hand as well because he's pushed it
He's been largely
so
good.
far.
He's had moments.
Couple of mistakes, wasn't there? There's the Villarreal game and the City
No shot.
game.
Oh, that were good, wasn't
I
it?
don't mind if it's one of them.
I'll get it.
Norwich player just attempted an outside the foot calamity of a shot.
Freezing.
I mean, Tony.
What?
Tony Pulis.
Oh, sorry.
Tony Pulis. Have you seen that interview on BBC Radio 5 Live where a United fan comes in? It's Mourinho, almost when he's getting sacked, and he asks the fan. He goes, "Right." Robbie Savage asks, "All right, who would you bring in?" And he goes, "I don't know." He goes, "No, go on. You're Manchester United owners. Who did you bring in?" "I don't know, Tony Pulis." And he goes, "Tony Pulis."
I sometimes question whether that was a Manchester United fan or just one of Robbie Savage's mates told to ring in and say Tony Pulis. That must, I mean, maybe not in this instance. That must happen all the time, though. Ring up, pretend to be an Arsenal fan who wants, Arteta or Wenger back or whatever.
Do you know what I hate when they have us on those programmes? Thanks for ringing in. I didn't ring in.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you.
You texted me.
You asked me.
Yeah,
You
literally,
called
you
me
fucking
up.
rang me yesterday and
Yeah.
said, "Can you come on tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We'll get you straight on."
It's good, though. It is fun.
Winds me up that, thank you.
Thanks for ringing in. Yeah, I didn't ring in.
It
Real
happened
first
when I
world
was in
problem, this, isn't
Berlin.
it?
It was like, and we've got a United fan, Angelina, that has phoned in all the way from Germany. It was like, no, I've not.
Don't write me up as Sunday fucking dicks that rings your show.
When you go on next, go, "Thanks for ringing me and asking me to come on, lads."
Last time in it. All right.
Dallo. Well done, Eric. Clear it!
That's going to count as a recovery and a tackle for Eric Bailly there. And people go, look how many tackles he had. He had to do it because he just ran past the ball the first time.
I'm applauding Harry then, because that was a
Entertaining
brilliant
stats.
tackle. That was a brilliant tackle from Harry. Give him that.
Maguire?
Yeah.
Good lad.
What other Harry have you got on the pitch?
Soldier. Last 10 minutes entertaining as fuck with Pete on the pitch.
Meet the ball at the bounce. He's fuming, De Gea.
Foaming.
Bailly's just... He's
Mental.
He's a
He's
scary,
mental.
scary man, isn't he?
He's going into his peak now, and he's mental. 30 million he was.
Wee.
It's yellow advertising boards, isn't it? Sorry. Yellow.
Yellows.
Yellow.
It definitely sounds better in a Mancunian accent.
Yeah.
Not everything does.
Nah, I like ours.
People think you're a Scouser sometimes, Jordan, don't they?
There's been a couple of times I've done the news and people thought I'm a Scouser, which is just mental. It's the biggest
It's
insult.
some of the nasally bits in it.
There are definite similarities, obviously, to the accents,
Yeah.
isn't there? But then...
Oh,
yours isn't.
Scott.
You know why? Do you know why accents exist?
Is he asking everyone here?
Do you all know why?
Do you
accents-
have an answer? Or?
Oh, yeah, I know the answer. I don't know.
All right.
I could guess why.
I know that accents
it's
are
a great
different
ball.
because of, so for example, in the south there was a lot more movement from like France, Germany, obviously like Europe, whereas the north it was more kind of like
Scandinavia.
Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-Saxon,
Yeah,
Scandinavian.
the North's a lot of Vikings. And a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
of the words are from Vikings.
Because there was something that when traders would go down to like London and they'd stay in like a B&B or whatever it was back in those days. And
Airbnb it was
yeah,
back then.
Airbnb it was, yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd ask for your breakfast because in the north the word for eggs was eggies, and in the south it was earin. So somebody from the north would be like, "Oh, can I have like eggies?" And they're like, "What is that?" And they'd have to describe it.
It's a
And
cute word, isn't it?
eggies,
There's some
yeah.
eggies.
So that was one thing with like the north and south that I know.
I'd love to score a counter-attack.
Oh, well done, Bruno. That was mint. Ref.
That's a foul. You don't get...
Ref!
Got
The
a
real
throw,
reason.
Yeah, tell us the real reason.
Go on then, eggies.
the real reason is it's a tribal and outsider thing.
Yeah.
So
Differentiates you
accents
from-
are more pronounced. Like if I said to you, name me a Wiltshire accent, you'd be like, oh, fucking hell, Steve. Sounds a bit posh, right? But yeah, so does all of Sussex, so does all of, all the way around there, yeah? But the reason why a Birmingham accent is very strong, Manchester accent very strong, Liverpool accent very strong, London accent very strong, is the stronger the accent, it's linked to.
I thought that went in. On the camera
Like,
angle.
think of American accents almost, right? What's a Californian accent? Fucking speaking clear and concise.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
Yeah, right? But you think Boston, New York, quite hard sort of accents.
Harsh, yeah.
The reason that accents are predominant in cities is because there's a proper insular sort of mentality in cities and it's very wary of outsiders. So you fucking talk like us or you can fuck off kind of thing. And the harder the area, the rougher the area, the more pronounced the accent.
Yeah.
That's why some of them fucking Boston accents wouldn't make you.
That's why
make your ears
Worksop's got the
bleed.
Devo accent. Fucking hell me, you're not from around here, are you? But yeah, it makes sense. It's just like a way of differentiating from who's local, who isn't, very quickly, isn't
Keeping
it?
your individuality.
Yeah.
It's like Manchester. Someone's like,
That's our ball.
you know, you're in trouble when the first word out of anyone's mouth is "er."
Yeah.
And you go, "Oh dear,
Not fun.
it's okay. I'm fluent." Yeah,
I'm
well,
fluent, yeah.
Sorry to change the subject, but I think we've had a nice conversation there. IQ with a super chat says, if Van der Beek can't get into a Rangnick team, unfortunately, it seems like his days are numbered at United. What do you think, Steve, on that? Do you think it's too early to say you can't get into a Rangnick team, or do you think it's...
yeah, I think with it being 4 midfield positions, all of them central,
Yeah.
I think there's a possibility of him getting into the team. But I think this cult of Donnyism, I think it's overtaken the Marshall FC sort of bandwagon. I think
Harry.
at some point you have to understand when Ollie wasn't picking him and he bought him, when Carrick wasn't picking him, he had no pressure on him, and Ragnick's not picking him, maybe they know a bit better than the average dickhead on Twitter.
Yeah.
Maybe. And I'm not saying definitely, but maybe.
Yeah.
Definitely, maybe.
What do you think?
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I think it's hard because it's like I do feel bad for him, but I just feel like it's just a whole mess, the entire thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit... It's strange that we bought him, I think. And
I don't think he's taking his chance. And people was like, it was a bit blurred picture of a night. I disagree, for one. And this excuse that he gets about how's he meant to stand out playing with second string. That's how he's meant to stand out. He's playing with second string. If you don't stand out amongst second string, you're fucking second string, aren't you? That's literally what you are. If you put Ronaldo in second string, you'd be like, he shouldn't be playing with these. No, it's literally the way every single kid ever got scouted and moved up. Was you were better than everyone else you was with.
Yeah. And it's like we were saying the other night, like that was a perfect job interview. Like that's your moment to step up and be counted, and he didn't do that. So
Whoa!
That's right through the back of him.
Fucking hell, yeah.
No, and I don't think McTominay is even comparable with him in possession. But there's clearly something McTominay and Fred are doing without the ball, which is making all 3 managers that have had all 3 of them at the club select
That's
them over
all.
him.
Well, yeah, no, Donny wasn't there, obviously. But the fact that, they keep getting picked. The thing is, I think Donny's probably had his best games in the last month. I thought he was it Villarreal away where he was excellent? I thought he looked good when he came on.
Good against
For a few
Watford.
minutes. Watford,
I
he
thought,
was good.
I mean, people disagreed, but I don't know. Even people just already made their mind up and were just waiting to say that he played well when he didn't. I thought he was poor against West Ham. And you got to think, against West Ham, he had a defensive error. Against
Young boys.
Young boys.
Young Boys, he's had a defensive error. He isn't the best 6, 8 or 10 at the club. He might have a chance in a system that plays 2 6s, 2 8s.
Yes, Alex.
Which are kind of like 10s in a way.
Yeah.
He's got opportunities there, I think, but he isn't. He's not undeniable.
Go on,
is
that's
he?
brilliant.
Done mint.
Oh,
it's
I thought he
behind
put
him,
that away.
isn't it?
I know. I still thought he put it in.
Rashford
And I know
was brilliantly
Rashford's not
there.
undeniable at the moment, and he's still getting picked. That's
Ronnie-
just for the nature of style
Somehow,
of player
Ronnie's
he
just
is.
put it over from 6 yards.
How's he got turned like
It's
that?
because it's behind him. He's having to dig it out.
Yeah.
It's not easy, that. It's behind him. It's unlucky there because he has to stab behind himself to get the ball out, and he just chips it over. Probably still should have hit the target, but you can see why that's happened. Oh, that's game over as well if we score that.
I've been finding it really interesting watching the shapes that we make with it being a 4-2-2, you think that there's a hole through the centre, don't you?
Yeah.
I've been really interested. It's almost like a hexagon kind of shape that we sort of make when the opposition have got the ball. Looks like we try and start it narrow and force teams a bit wider with it, but I'm still not sure of the angles that we make with it in the middle. Like Fred there had stepped right up into the centre of kind of like where Bruno was.
Yeah. Look at him like he's
right.
like it's World War One.
So Grant Hanley's on the screen.
Yeah.
He does look like he's just been to battle or something. Yeah.
Like Florence Nightingale's treating his wounds. Jesus. Can't he sit on the
I think what the views
dugout?
have got from this watch along is that Joe Smith don't like Grant
No,
Hanley.
I don't dislike Grant Hanley as a man. It's just his actions. He's just hard to love. That's all. See, that was good from Rashford there. Probably the best thing he's done all game, but it's just a foot behind him. And that's the difference in it between.
Cruel.
Go on then, press him.
It's a cruel first touch.
That's good. Now the next pass is crucial. Next pass
Fred
is
dropped the
crucial, and
shoulder.
that's good. That was good though. That one of the better ball recoveries we've had there, and it's a good pass.
That shoulder.
Scousers would have a fucking compilation made up of that.
He does really well there, Fred. It just hits it into the ground, Bruno.
No, it's not been a masterclass today.
From Fred.
It's been okay.
Or generally,
it's been okay.
Donny
Oh,
coming
there
off
we
for
go.
5
So I'm
minutes.
saying we're not going to put him down as Ballon d'Or favourite.
No, not yet. Not yet. Got time yet.
Bruno coming off. Last action of the game. IQ 1985 with Super Chat said Krul should have tried Howson's new penalty saving theory. For anyone who hasn't seen that, give us your penalty saving theory.
Cam's laughing because he's a trainer with me, obviously.
That has got tons of evidence and data and a lot of repeated studies on it. Go on, what was it?
I think there has been studies on it.
Oh, right.
And not just by me and my goalkeeping coach. So basically, you have the goal.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use Ange. Can you throw your left arm up behind your head, please,
Yeah.
towards the screen? Right. So you see there. So the centre of the goal is obviously where the red and the yellow are meeting.
Right.
But what we're going to do is we're going to stand
Here,
pretty
here's the
much
centre.
right in front of Pookie, his head here. So that's come to this way a little bit. We're going to stand there.
That's where the goalie stands. They're the other way,
This way.
towards
Go to-
Pookie.
Pookie's
Yeah.
it. There we go. So we're going to stand like 1/3
Basically, what
of the way
we're
in.
doing is we're giving them 2/3 of the goal to aim at. So if they're in any way competent, they score.
Right. But what happens is
You put your arm down now.
I was going to say thank
You're
you.
going to get a dead
I
arm.
was going to just leave it up there. See how long she left it there. No, what happens is when you ask them to stand 1/3 of the way into the goal, they've basically told the opposition where to put it, right?
Yes.
Now, on one hand, that's bad because you've eliminated the doubt that might exist in their mind.
Yeah.
But you've also given them the smallest target to aim for. Because are they going to put it 1/3 of the way? They're going to put it right in the corner. And that sort of accuracy under pressure,
At your level,
certainly at our level,
yeah.
and probably more so at Premier League level, actually, with the fans on, you're thinking,
You think?
can't fuck this up, yeah. Because it eliminates the pressure off the keeper. You've already the most pressure something on the keeper is standing 1/3 to the side looking like a right dick. That's the hardest thing for the
And
keeper.
inevitably not saving it if they put it in the corner. The thing is,
Well, no, they've saved them in training.
but if they put it in the corner, they won't save it, obviously.
Okay, but if they put it in a corner and you're standing in the middle, they ain't saving it.
Right.
But it gives you a chance, and the lads that have been testing with it, because they know they're going one way, they can turn their feet that way.
So does the goalie always dive across the big gap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, we had it in a game. I could just hear Cam off camera,
Just for
it's the
balance.
worst
I know
thing
this
ever.
isn't the BBC, but for balance, Cam said it's the worst thing I've ever seen. So that's one opinion.
Chris tried it and then shat it as the lad run up and went back to the centre.
Yeah.
But the lad put it, and I don't think he changed his mind, he put it where Chris was standing.
Yeah.
Cam's just put in my ear that it didn't work.
Well, no, because he didn't do what he was asked to. But it has worked in training.
Interesting.
Now, penalties are a 0.77.
5
5
extra
minutes
time, by the way.
added on.
Penalties are 0.77, which means that 77% of penalties go in.
Right.
So if you can take that to 0.7 or 0.6, you're winning.
Yeah.
Because no one's ever going to be 100% either way.
No, of course. Norwich on the ball around our box.
And how much have you just completely crumbled your striker?
There.
Or the opposition
Fuck's
striker?
sake.
If you give him the 2/3 and he misses.
Yeah.
'Cause he's gonna get
Food for thought.
abused.
If you put your keeper 2/3 one side and then the penalty taker
That's
scores
a dive,
on
by
that
the way.
empty bit,
That's a clear
Does that not
dive
make
by
you look a
Campbell
bit
there.
daft?
No, I've told the keeper, it's on me. It's my idea. There's no fucking come back on you.
Clear
Do what
dive.
you're
Yeah.
fucking told, and it's all good. because
they're going to score here because Cantwell just dived for that, by the way. Donny steps across, and as he's stepping across, he falls over. He's nowhere near him.
oh shit,
De
Gea again.
Oh my god.
Hell.
Back post
That
header,
was
it's right
stress, that.
down to De Gea's
It
left.
looks like
and it's- oh, man,
Ronaldo
it's
tries to
stress.
head it and misses it. What happens there?
I tell you
He's
what.
offside like fuck as well. Can we have that right?
Ronaldo nods it onto him, so it won't count.
Wild.
Great
De
save.
Gea's done well.
Taylor
to
just
get
leaves
down.
his man, doesn't he?
Actually, that's.
Tell you
a problem.
what. We've been reliant on him again.
Man of the match, De Gea.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, probably is. Oh dear. We love a risky pass and a risky game, don't we?
We love a risky 1-0.
Yeah,
risky
back on a
one,
penalty,
though.
right?
Go on.
I think at the moment you stand there, you've got to choose left or right, which way you're going to dive. Statistically, the best thing to do is just stand still, right? That's the best thing to do. Just stand still.
Why does no one do that then?
Because it takes balls to not move. It's like a bias towards, well, I dived and I didn't get it, or I went the
fucking
wrong
hell.
way.
Sorry.
Whereas if you stand still, people go, why don't you fucking move? Because, let's be honest, most are still going to go to the sides, but it's still statistically better to just fucking stand where
Yeah.
you're at.
Another free kick for Norwich. It's got
So I thought, well, if you move them over to one side, you can see by the pattern placement of the foot, if it points away from you, they're aiming for the corner when they put their standing foot down. If it points towards you, they're going to try and fucking send it towards you, hoping that you're diving that way. In which case, you just stand still.
Oh,
Because
that
the
was-
reaction
Well
saves
done.
when you've
Come
only
on
got
now.
2/3 to reach out to, you'll
Look
probably
up,
save.
look up.
Oh, it's behind,
Behind
him.
him, come on!
Nah, he's still got space, he's still got space. Oh, Rashid, that's a bit pants, innit?
It's the end of that attack. Might as well try and keep the ball now. The pass from Greenwood was behind him. The pass from Rashford was too
Go
far
on,
in
Fred.
front of him.
Go on, then, Fred.
Ref!
Ooh,
Ref!
free kick.
Oh, I thought it were a pen.
Is his face bleeding again?
Alpha Omega says, I miss Pogba. Interesting.
He don't miss you
It's
in
a clip.
Dubai.
Fucking hell, he didn't miss.
It's a clear foul. Fred loves getting fouled in that little line there, doesn't he? That's a booking, that really, isn't it? Not even going for the ball.
Yeah, knowing where you've only got to dive one direction, if you see the guy's toes point towards the corner as he's staking, you can start diving. And because you've only got to dive one way, you can turn your feet both to one way, the opposite side, and you can be ready and you get a better start. Rather than having your feet both facing forward and then have to go and try and get to one side.
It's a well thought through
You just look
concept.
a dick doing it. That's the
Yeah.
problem. And people won't get over the, I'm going to look a dick doing it. And you're going to need like hundreds of penalties to be able to go, yes, it works or no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he shoots here?
It looks like he wants to,
Tight
but
angle.
it's probably not the safest thing to do, is
I
it?
think he does because he probably knows he's been shit for
Yeah.
months, and he thinks if
Top
I get
bins.
a goal, you know the game, you score, you work.
He's
shit
defo shooting
regardless
it.
of whether you were shit
He's
or not.
defo shooting.
Yeah,
we shouldn't
knuckle,
really,
knuckle
though.
ball, top right bins, but
Goal
that's
is
not
left
where
hand.
it's going.
See, it's just a waste. Why are we shooting there? That's a good pass.
Oh, Fred again.
Bit of feather on that.
Ballon d'Or
Mate,
back on.
brilliant,
Mace.
Mason, brilliant. What for? Foul?
Fred again's also a
He's
very good
giving
music artist.
Soft fouls here, isn't he, this ref?
I don't even know who the ref is. I don't even know his name.
Well,
10
you knew it.
seconds to go. Free kick to Norwich. That's gone straight out, presumably. Yeah. Come on now,
Three
hold the
quarters of an hour
ball.
like that. Ooh, check that ball, ref.
Yeah, and he's pumping up. You've over-pumped it. Take a bit out.
It's too
How
hard.
I feel. Just got to dry it. Actually, no, I'm not.
Get a towel.
Who's just
On Scott.
chucking this long in Dello?
Statistically, the worst thing you can do is Rose, by the way.
Full time, Manchester United 1, Norwich 0. Risky, poor game really from Man United. They won it, but we've managed to scrape through. What are your quick thoughts on that? We're back for the review shortly, but Angelina.
Boring, mate. Boring.
Boring, Angelina?
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not great.
Why
Bailed
don't you
out by
stop
Ronaldo.
Taft down there?
Tough.
Yeah.
It was tough,
Ronaldo
that.
has-
Tough
Ronaldo
watch.
should stop
Tough
Taft
game,
down
but
the
Ronaldo has. I think Ronaldo seems to be
Gea's
pissed off he won't get enough
buzzing.
fouls. But yeah, Manchester United 1, Norwich 0. A big win really because it was a poor game.
Another clean sheet, I think you'll find, Joe.
Another clean sheet, and it was easy. Fucking hell, not very. We'll be going over it all in the review in just a few minutes. The review is pinned in the comments. Click on the link in the comments. We'll be back there in 5 minutes. So wait for us and we'll be there in just a minute. Again, 1-0 clean sheet, job done. We'll see you in a bit.